All right, we are live on YouTube. So we are gonna do something a little bit different today. It's an off day stream. Our oil painting teacher is unfortunately in the hospital with kidney stones. So
it sucks. That really sucks.
Wish him a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
But that means we had no class today, which means we're actually gonna go live.
Yeah.
Which is this stream.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna do something a little bit different today.
We have a goal. Not really a goal, but like we have an itinerary.
Yeah, I'm going to have a little lesson. Christina's going to have a little lesson. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens with it. But welcome. And I'll ping the Discord and let everybody know that we are live.
I think instead of having you guys see a wall of text, I'm going to...
And then if this ends up going well, we're probably going to do a dedicated stream and figure out a better looking thumbnail and everything in the future. But you guys are the guinea pigs.
Yep.
We are going to be doing insane lessons, insane lessons.
Insane lessons.
We are live insane lessons today. How is everybody doing? Hope he feels better. Yes, absolutely. We are going to talk about some sick, awesome stuff today, and we're going to analyze, or rather, I'm going to analyze some artwork, and I'm going to show you guys what I look for when I want to learn from another artist. And I made a whole list of things here. So I just picked some random artwork. Here's some guy named Jeffrey Zhao. Here's Reno Tuna. I got some more like comic style stuff. This guy's stuff is pretty cool. Oxen Studio is this guy's art station. Johan and Yuming, of course, one of my favorite painters. I picked a couple of artworks that I thought illustrated what I want to talk about. And I wrote a little list of stuff here. So hopefully this will be helpful. If you are, this is definitely a stream geared towards people who are more serious about art.
Yeah.
Probably not going to be doing any male anime eyes today. Probably not going to be doing any how do I make the eyes symmetrical. Maybe later on in the stream, but not initially.
Yep. These are more like you want to take art seriously.
Yeah.
You want to level up.
Absolutely. If you want to take art seriously and you're looking for some insight, this is your stream.
So for those of you who are interested in this, feel free to say hi.
Mm-hmm.
Or raise your hand, whichever.
Yeah, but we can get started.
Yeah.
And I'll just get started. Hey, Master Magic, Cran, Fico Riggs, Snaz. I did tell Snaz we would cover noses today, though. So we're gonna have one little nose.
One little nose tutorial.
One little nose thing. Raise his hand. What's up?
Oh, the Lau says she wants to be serious. That's why I said raise your hand.
Oh, raise his hand. Awesome. I thought you were raising your hand to ask a question.
At least maybe that's what I assumed. I said raise your hand if you're like into like.
I'll take notes.
Doing all that.
Yeah, so this is just all the stuff. This is not at all a comprehensive list, right? I just wrote down a couple little things here. These are your tools, line, shape, form, all right? All you have, for the most part, when it comes to art, is lines, and lines are anything that's interpreted as a line. A shape is anything that's interpreted as a shape, right? These are all shapes. And we have form, which is three-dimensional things in three-dimensional space, right? Form. And now you can make form with lines or with shapes. So for example, if I wanted to kind of imply some form with a shape, with a couple of shapes, you could just go, right?
Okay.
Like this. And then you could add a line in there, and you could imply a cylinder with lines and shapes, or you could just do shapes like painting. So those are our tools as an artist, right? As a 2D artist, we have line, shape, and form. And then I listed out a couple of different things down here when it comes to design: big, medium, small, close together, far away, simple and complex, overlaps, describing form, and silhouette. So these are sort of the things that I'm going to be looking for when I analyze an artist, right? Because we get the question all the time on stream: how do you analyze an artist? How do you study an artist?
How do you study an artist's style?
How do you study an artist's style? This is that stream.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you were there when we said eventually we would talk about it, we told you you would probably be disappointed. And the reason is because the way that I analyze an artist style, and the way that Christina analyzes an artist style, and the way that professional artists analyze other professional artist styles is not how beginners analyze artist styles. We dig deep, and we dig into information that we have learned, like this kind of stuff.
The fundamentals of art.
Fundamentals, right? Fundamentals. And so I wrote out a list. It's not all comprehensive. You can take a screenshot of this if you want. This is some of the stuff that I'm going to be looking for today. All right? Perspective.
Mango asked, would you ever go over specific artists?
We're doing that today. Perspective / lens, pose, and gesture. This is not in any particular order. I just threw up a bunch of stuff. That I could think of off the top of my head. Composition, value grouping, and these may break into multiple things, right? Like graphic composition, like placement of characters and objects in 3D space, etc. Value grouping, color theory, kind of broad. Value compression, how are they compressing their values? Keying, what are they keying their light to, right? Is it a low key? Is it a medium key? Is it a high key? What are they excluding? What values are getting clipped and what values are being described? Again, this is what I look for, all right, when I'm analyzing an artwork, or an artist.
And I feel like people who aren't necessarily at the level yet, they might not know what these terms are. And that's kind of what we mentioned, like this is kind of like a art jargon in a way.
Yeah, it's kind of the art jargon that professional artists speak. It's like if you go to a programming convention, everybody's going to be talking about programming, and if you don't know how to program, you won't really understand their language. And so I'm going to do my best to explain this in layman's terms, but not everything will be able to. It's just some things would just take too long to go into. I recommend taking the fundamentals of art, like taking classes that explain the fundamentals of art, learn what value grouping is, learn color theory, right? Learn warm and cool colors. So I'm going to be looking for color temperature. I'm going to be looking for soft and hard light. Like, are they lighting this soft or are they lighting this hard? Are we going to get crisp shadows or are we going to get fuzzy shadows? How do they treat ambient occlusion, right? And I could even just write that here. Like, I'm looking for things like AO, ambient occlusion. I'm looking for things like cores and casts when it comes to shadows. And other stuff that I forgot. Because there's so honestly a crap load of stuff. And this is just all this stuff I could come up with off the top of my head. All right? So, I started with this piece right here, and the reason is because there's a lot of really, really, really obvious stuff going on here. This guy's name is Jeffrey Zhao, and this is his ArtStation if you want to look him up. This is a screenshot of his like little ArtStation thing. And this is like, I think actually the only drawing he has on his ArtStation. So really? I'm going to draw over this a little bit, and I'm going to look for some of this stuff, right? Line, shape, and form. So one thing that we do when we draw, right? One thing that we do when we draw is we're constantly trying to reinforce the feeling of 3 dimensions, which means we're going to be doing a lot of drawing over form. So I can just show you different examples. Here, this line goes over the form, right? This person's constantly doing it, and he's looking for every excuse that he can to draw over the form and reinforce these cylinders. And one way that you can reinforce form is by using T's, like overlaps, right? So for example, if I have a shape here, and I have another shape behind it, say, going this way, and I want one to feel like it's in front of the other, I'm gonna get these little intersections. These intersections make your art feel like it's more 3D, all right? So I look and I study and I look at how artists use overlaps. I look at how artists reinforce forms. Look, this right here is very similar to that 6-7 fold that we talked about. Remember?
6-7?
If you were here in the past, we draw a cylinder, and we draw a 6, and we draw a 7, And this is a lot of the way that overlaps happen, right? And they end up looking like this. That gives the feeling of something wrapping around the surface.
Anything to keep our attention.
Yeah, for sure. And so I look for stuff like this. And what does this also do? This gives us a T that we can really sink our teeth into, right? And this gives us like another little T right here. And sometimes you'll even see them do this.
Oh, I
right?
love
You'll see like this little bit of line weight in there, and it'll be this nice juicy looking shape. So here's where he did it. Right here, this artist went zoop, and there's your hook coming over, right? That is how you reinforce the feeling of depth. One way. Here's an overlap. The brow is coming over top of this. That's an interesting choice, right? Your eyebrow going over top of the hood. That's very interesting. This beard area is coming over top of the hood as well. And what you're getting in here is, where did I write that? Did I not write it? Line, shape, form, describing silhouette. Okay. I'm going to go drop shadows. That's tiny.
Wow, it says 6'7" guys, jingle, jingle. Pay attention.
Yeah.
I love that meme so much. It's so good.
There we go.
Jingle.
Drop shadows. Here is another way we describe form. And I'll go to my little draw over layer. Imagine we have a surface. Here is a three-dimensional surface. If I want something to feel like it's there, let's say I have a cylinder, right? Here's a little cylinder. And I put a drop shadow under this cylinder. This drop shadow is going to connect this cylinder to this plane underneath of it. It's going to make it feel like they're in the same world. It's kind of going to weld them together, right? And you could make this drop shadow like this, right? You could make the drop shadow like this. You could put it way down here. You physically move the location of the cylinder just by changing the drop shadow. See? The cylinder is very close. The cylinder is very far. And I haven't moved the cylinder at all. So you'll see right here, look at all these little, like scale pieces of armor, right? We've got this, we've got this, we've got this. And you'll see that there's all of these drop shadows underneath of it. So when I'm studying someone's style, I'm looking for that. And you'll notice that he's not just doing this. Right? It's not just this. You're not always getting that same graphical shape that kind of looks like a moon, right? You're not always just getting, this. Right?
Oh, cute.
You're getting, he's combining them. Look, take this one right here. Look at how long this piece is. This is all grouped. I just pressed my lasso tool and selected it.
Oh my gosh, that's a very long
It's like a
shape.
big branch. So one of the things that I look for when I'm analyzing an artist is how are they grouping things, right? Art is all about compression. And so when you're compressing, you have to group things together. You have to take multiple things and make decisions. How am I going to combine these, right? If I've got 100 things and only 4 values, I'm going to have to group a lot of those 100 things. Maybe I'll put 30 in this bucket. Maybe I'll put 20 in that bucket, right? Maybe I'll put 50 in that bucket. Art is all about grouping. Now let's do this again. Look at this. This is all grouped. This whole area right here is grouped. So one decision that you can make to make things look more interesting is you could take the smile of this scale and you could take the smile of that scale and you could group it. So now we actually have this shape and this shape. It's not quite like that exactly. It's kind of like this, right? This in and of itself is much more interesting than if I just did this. This is even. This is boring. This is interesting. It's grouped in an interesting way.
It's varied.
So when I break down an artist's style, part of what makes it look the way it does is how the artist decides to group together different things. And that's what I'm looking for. All right? Scales. And then you just go, well, I'll just like connect these together, right? I'll just go boop, boop. And then maybe we can go boop, boop. Like that. That could be something in an artwork. And that's basically similar to what this artist is doing here, right? Here's these little connectors between them. So when I'm breaking down an artwork like this, I'm just taking a look at it. I'm taking a good long look and I'm going, where are they overlapping? Where are the highest areas of contrast? Did I write contrast on here?
If you didn't, that'll be
Ooh,
something
that's
else
great. That's a great thing to add,
Other
right?
stuff I forget, which is contrast.
Other stuff I forget. Yes. Which is one of the biggest ones, like contrast.
Well, I mean, like, this is why art is so hard, is because you have to think about all these things that you listed here and much more.
Yeah.
So don't beat yourself up.
Human attention is drawn to contrast. And so it is extremely important to see how is an artist using contrast. We're going to break down contrast a little bit more, right? Because this is important enough. Contrast has different categories. We have contrast of shape. Circle, circle, triangle, circle, circle. The triangle is the most important one because it contrasts. We have contrast of value. Here is contrast of value. We have dark, and then we have an area that's light. We have contrast of color. We have red and blue.
Wow, that's very
Contrast of color. Notice how I use simultaneous contrast there. We have contrast of anything. What else? Contrast of shape, contrast of value, contrast of color, contrast of subject.
Texture?
Yeah, like texture or detail,
Yeah, detail is a good one.
right? Contrast of detail. What does that look like? Okay, well, let's go like this. Here's a whole bunch of detail. This could be anything, by the way.
Whoa.
Here's an area without any detail. Or here's an area of different detail. These are the tools that you can use to like capture attention. And so when I look at an artwork, I'm looking for how are they drawing over the form? What tools are they using to make this feel like it's three-dimensional, right? What tools are they using? Look at this. This is like an anatomical knowledge, right? And they're using lines. They're drawing around the surface. They're drawing around the surface to show you that this is three-dimensional. They are using overlaps. This is really well done, right? This is a great artwork. They're using these overlaps and they're using opposing curves. Like they're literally doing it in the finger, like what you learn on like day 1 of a gesture drawing class,
Okay.
right? What you learn on day 1 of a gesture drawing class, which is like you want to try and guide the eye rather than doing something like this. You don't really want to do that generally. They're doing this with the finger. Zoom.
Alternating curves.
Alternating curves through the fingers. I take note of that. I go, that's really interesting. Maybe I should do some finger and hand studies where I try to alternate curves. Zoom, alternating curves. Zoom, shoo, shoo. Look at these nice alternating curves, right? Whoa, look at that. Shoo, shoo. I'm taking note of that, right? If I'm studying somebody's style, I'm really paying attention to that. I'm looking at this negative space too. Look at this negative space in here. Let's draw it in red.
I just realized that there's faces on his leg.
Yeah, there are faces all over. Faces in
Ew.
places.
Like
That's a
literal
cool shape.
Yeah.
That's a cool shape. And guess what it also does? It does this. The curves alternate. It doesn't like make you feel like you're tumbling around with no direction. It's like, I've got a direction. It's down here and down, down here. It's got like this kind of clear flow to it. You got this coming around. It's not symmetrical. And so what I'm also looking for is like, oops, I wrote this all on list, didn't I? Yeah. Let's just take this and cut and take and merge. Okay. So asymmetry. Or it doesn't really matter. I guess design, right? So asymmetry. There we go. Right? And this is just one example. Look at all of these hair, these nice overlooks. Look at the overlaps. Look at the nice shadow underneath this. Look at this, right? So it's like he's doing this. He's got like this big flowing cylinder that looks like that. And then he's going, here's another one, but it's slightly raised up. And we get a drop shadow here. And so now we get this cool kind of check mark shaped drop shadow. Right? Look at that. That's cool. It looks good. And then if we want, we can make the silhouette more interesting. Like, that's a cool shape. It looks interesting. We could have another shingle coming out below it. Maybe this is the drop shadow of this one. And so maybe we can point that one as well.
Kyle says, this is nice advice.
Awesome. I'm glad it's helpful. Right? And then we can go, these are connected. These are connected. These are connected. And you could do like these little micro studies of just like, how are they showing this form? How are they using their tools of line, shape, form to describe what they're trying to show, right? Like, what if this like rolled over underneath and we had something like that? Or what if it came back? And this is like an abstract shape, right? Like, I'm not really drawing anything specific here. I'm just kind of making something three-dimensional. I'm trying to go, what am I seeing exactly? Like, how does this person use line, shape, form to do this kind of stuff, right? And they got this, and I noticed they capped the ends of these. My teacher, Feng Zhu, he never really capped the end of them. This guy's capping the ends. So
it could be thread, that's probably why.
We'll cap the ends, except we'll make this one come out a little bit more. That's cool.
That is cool.
It works. And so everybody's always asking, how do I analyze an artist's style? This is exactly how I would do it. I'm coming in here and I'm going, this has thickness to it. This is round on the end. This form is being described right here. And I could go do a little micro study on the side, and I just go, zoop, zoop.
Matt says, every live feels like a video, and I keep forgetting that I can't rewind. We're actually live on YouTube.
We are live on YouTube.
You can rewind on that one.
You can rewind.
Yep.
It is something that you can absolutely do.
Mm-hmm. Our YouTube channel is Draw Anime Academy.
Right, this is getting a little phallic, so I'm going to straighten this out and make it a little bit
more like an actual potion bottle.
Yeah.
like a vial.
Right, and we could go thunk like that. Right. So you can do these little micro studies, and your goal is not to make an amazing drawing necessarily. It's to just look at what they're doing. Look, here's a drop shadow. Here's a drop shadow. They've connected it with this drop shadow. The more shapes, I learned this from Yuming Lee. The more shapes you can connect together, the more cohesive your artwork is generally going to feel. So if I draw it's like this thing that I was talking about earlier, right? This thing right here. So like if I've got all these little scales, right here, and I'm chucking drop shadows under them, I drew my list layer again. This is why I'm so fast at doing this, is because I'm always drawing on the wrong layer.
And
cut,
not looking at it.
Drag, merge.
I do the
Okay.
same thing.
Shingle, scale, 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 we can start combining the shadows of these, right? We could put one right there.
These could even be grapes.
We could put one right there. Yeah, you would do the same things. When people do still lifes, when really high level painters do still lifes and paintings, they're always combining the shadows. Like they're grouping, they're combining some of them, they're leaving others. They're combining some of them, they're leaving others. It kind of looks like this. Let's just say that this yellow area is a grouped area, and then you've got like a medium area, and then you've got like a small area, right? Like right there. And then you've got like another small one right here. And what is that?
That's big, medium, and small.
It's big, medium, small. And what tends to happen naturally when you use big, medium, and small, you get grouping, which happens with like close together and far away. So if I'm checking barrels or rocks onto the ground, I will have, say, a rock here, and I'll group them, and then maybe I'll have a rock down here. And this creates a natural close together and far away type feel. You'll see this everywhere. And it's non-subject specific. These could be rocks, these could be freckles, these could be, rips and tears in a jacket, these could be characters, right? This could be a character. And so you say group them. Maybe we'll group two of them and we'll put one of them down here. And so you get a very natural size change between things.
We got an interesting comment.
Like this.
Charizard says, Proco mentioned looking for creators that can teach anime for a course, and I thought of you guys.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, that's fun. Like for his own website? Mock asked, do you have any video tips on shading? It's something that I really want to study, but I don't know where to start.
Just like this.
Colton will probably make a shading video sometime.
Yeah, I'll be making a shading video sometime, like rendering, lighting, and everything.
What app to use? This is Photoshop.
So this is Photoshop right here. So if I'm breaking down this, I'm just looking at like these little things. Like I could look at the overall gesture of this pose, right? There's a lot to break down here. There's posing. Look at this. Here's a drop shadow. This drop shadow is being used to like weld this character onto the ground, right?
I love the word welding.
That's exactly what we did with this cylinder earlier. This cylinder has a drop shadow that can be used to weld it onto the ground, right? And it just makes it feel very... So this person's like not thinking about his style. He's just going, how do I show the things that I want to show? And there's different tools to show it. You could show it with line, you could show it with shape, you could show it with form, you could show it with all these different tools.
Do you have courses on drawing faces available?
Like that.
Like what kind of faces? Do you mean like anime faces or realistic faces? We do have a heads, faces, and expressions course on our anime art school that dives more into anime style faces, but I think it's still pretty usful for you, potentially.
All right, so let's erase some of this stuff out. So let's move on to this one. Look at how this artist grouped the darks. So they've taken their value range, right? This entire piece right here is like 3 values. Like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 values, right? And they've grouped all the darks. So anything in shadow, nuke it. It's all getting grouped. So they're essentially going, I've got my lights up here, and I've got my darks down here. And they go, anything below this, black. Anything up here, I'm going to group it into...
Oh, they can't see that part.
They can't see it? Okay.
I actually have to interrupt really 1 second. Oops says, I'll look into it. Thank you so much. Yes, you can look into our anime art school on our website, drawanime.com.
Yeah.
It is right here.
You can take a screenshot of that. We actually have a whole online school that teaches you the fundamentals like perspective, character drawing, faces, expressions, backgrounds, painting, all of this stuff that I'm talking about. We teach it in our class. It's a year-long program. And there's a whole bunch of different classes, and you can check it out there. It's going to be the yellow button. It's called Anime Art School.
This is also the link in our profile as well.
Yeah. What are values? Lightness and darkness. So white to black, and any shade of gray in between.
Is it expensive?
It depends on what you mean by expensive.
Yeah.
If you compare it to where like the same amount of education at other places, it's very inexpensive. So like a year-long program that goes through pretty much a lot of different fundamentals. It's very inexpensive for what it is.
Yeah.
So anyways,
Yeah, you can go back.
I wanna keep covering this, right? So you got light value, medium value, you've got like a little bit darker of a value, and then anything below this I'm grouping to black. That's what the artist said. That's why all of these, what's
Ask me
that?
how much it is.
It is $497, and it's an entire year-long program, and it has 7 different classes, and each of them is like the length of a college class. Like one of them is 12 weeks, and the rest of them are 14 weeks long.
Yep.
So it's like if you were to take a college, all of this red is what this artist decided to group to black. So everything that is black
This is such a cool piece.
is like a shadow that's been grouped. So they basically said if anything falls below this lightness, I'm making it black, and I'm turning it very graphical.
Clipped it.
Yeah, it gets clipped off. It gets cut off, right? This is the point at which they go, anything below this gets cut. So I don't draw scissors very often, but if I did, they would look something like this.
Is this stream about art styles? I missed the beginning. Yes, it is about art
Yeah,
styles.
analyzing art styles, right? Anything below this gets cut. And what does anything below that get? It gets turned black.
Yep.
So that's why you see this really cool graphical style. So what they've essentially done is they've gone, I'm going to make this entire image 4 values, and the 4th and below is just black. Right? It's genius. Like, it's a very, very solid style. Of course, they've got anatomy foundation. Look, they're describing the form. They're using the hatching to describe the forms of the muscles. Look, he's drawn the tricep right here. This is the tricep, right? It goes like that. This is the bicep. It goes like this. This is the deltoid.
You could say that his tricep is way bigger because of the stylization.
Yeah, it's a big tricep. It's a buff soldier guy, right? Look at this. You've got the muscle and the elbow
Oh, I love that.
and the tricep.
So good.
But it's just a black silhouette, but you can still see it in there. So this person has anatomical and figure drawing foundation, but they've chosen to simplify and stylize. It's way different than this piece that I just showed, right? Which, check this out. Here's the bicep. Here's the radiobrachialis, right?
There's the flexors,
Flexors,
extensors down
extensors, right? They're grouping and simplifying in a different way, but they're doing the same thing.
there. We got some more comments.
Yeah.
Mango says, it sounds expensive, but when you think of it in place of going to college, it seems worth it. I absolutely agree that they're talking about anime art school.
Yeah, I mean, you get hired as an artist when your art is good enough to get hired.
Yeah.
Like that is getting employed as an artist.
Like, as an artist, they don't, unless you're like from a foreign country and you're trying to find work in the States, like they're not going to look at your degree.
Yeah.
So with art, like they will look at your work.
It's portfolio driven.
Portfolio driven.
If you want to get hired in the States and you're from another country, it's useful to have a degree if you want to get hired in like Japan and you're from another country. But at the end of the day, it's all portfolio driven. Once your art is good enough to get hired, people start offering you jobs. It's basically that. But we teach art. We don't want any of the red tape of accredited programs. We just want to teach people the juicy fundamentals of art with as inexpensive as possible.
And all in one place that's organized.
Yeah, and I would
yeah.
say like, I mean, it's a good like college replacement, but I would say like do both. Learn from everywhere. Take every class you can find.
A lot of, like, we still take classes ourselves, and a lot of that information gets put into the school generally, like if we really think it needs it. But all of the information that we put in our anime art school is also based off of schools that we went to, that teach the fundamentals of art, and that's what it's inspired by too.
Yep. Oh yeah, by the way, chat, this line right here, that's the line we talked about the other day, where you can trace your ulna from your elbow up to your pinky side. You can feel it right there. If you put your finger on your elbow, you can trace that bone all the way right here. That, he drew this line. Boom.
And what's underneath? It's probably the flexor.
And then, yep, there you go. Zoop. And then you've got your radiobrachialis. And look, he's using the arm hair to describe the form. They're all doing the same thing. They're just stylizing it in different ways. Look. Here's the cylinders. Here's the cylinders, right? He's using the fingernail to put the top on the box. Do you want to draw a box?
What's this artist again?
You can do it. It's
Rodolfo
DiMaggio.
Oh, that's such an awesome name.
But anyways, right? If I want to draw a box, I can draw a box like this. If I want to draw a box, I can also draw a box like this. Who asked what?
Claudia asked, what is your expertise? Did you ever work in a studio?
Yeah, I was a concept artist working in games and theme parks for, I think, like 6 years. I never kept track exactly. I started working professionally in 2016 and worked on a bunch of different projects. I worked on EA BioWare's game Anthem. I worked on Guild Wars. I did weapon design for Guild Wars. I did concept art for PUBG maps. I did Bakugan cards. I did a lot of different work on a lot of different projects. And then a couple years ago, Christine and I decided that we were going to start an educational brand, because I've always wanted to teach, and you never know everything. So just start teaching.
Mm-hmm. Question, how does one make time to draw when they have work?
That's the hard part.
That is the hard part.
Everybody's different. Like,
it depends on, like, if you're working multiple jobs a day, like,
yeah,
that's going to be harder.
I can tell you how some people that I know did it. They worked really, really hard, saved up money, quit their job, and then spent the next couple years practicing and YOLO. Other people go, I'm going to draw while I'm at work secretly. Some people can do that. A lot of people can't, based on what they work in. What?
Some people try to fit in their lunch breaks.
Some people draw after work and they sleep less. Everybody treats it a different way.
Yeah.
I can't tell you because I don't know your situation. I don't know what you are or aren't willing to do. Everybody's different. But it would be a good question to ask a bunch of people, I would say find all your favorite artists, send them an email, and say, how do you find time to draw when you have work, like a full-time job? Because a lot of them had full-time jobs beforehand. Look at this, right? Clothing and costume drawing. Look, here's the seam line.
So good.
Here, this line, zoop, zoop, zoop,
I want to see
zoop.
this style.
This is the seam line. These are the folds coming from the seam line, right? This
Costume drawing.
is, he's taken his clothing drawing classes. Here is a tension point. Here are the radiating lines coming out. You can see them very clearly. He is stylizing and making it graphical. All right? So when we were talking in the past about clothing drawing, wherever the heck they are, maybe I closed it.
Everyone seems to use Procreate, but on PC, what's the best app to
Here we
learn
go.
for drawing? It really just depends. If you want to go free, do Krita. That works on PC.
Everything works.
Everything
It's just
works.
personal preference.
Mm-hmm.
This could be stylized, right? It's like the other piece that I did. Where was that? Was it down here? No, it's not. I don't know where it is. I must have closed it or something.
It's probably in that.
Here it is. Here's some costume drawing that I did a while back. So I did a similar thing to that guy where I decided every single piece that goes below a certain value gets grouped into the darkest value. I didn't use black, I used red. But essentially, every single value that went below a certain lightness level got grouped into the lowest value. I've compressed it, right? So all of these core shadows, all of these cast shadows, they just got nuked. They're grouped, right? All of this just turned into a silhouette. All this stuff in here. So you'll see the exact same thing that this artist is doing. Everything that falls below a certain value is grouped into black.
And actually, that's a good tip for getting better with values or tone. G1 was asking, any tips when it comes to getting better with tone?
Grouping. Value grouping is really big. When we talking a little bit about Yu Ming Lee's work over here, I took his class. I went through the whole thing. I went through a bunch of classes, but it's all about grouping. Because as artists, we only have this limited range right here, right? We've only got white to black. It's a very, very, very minimal. It's much less than real life. So the only way to simplify the world around us into this tiny little scale right here is by grouping things and prioritizing the importance of information. And so that's one of the things that I look for when I study and break down different artists. Like, you'll literally look. Yuming talked about this in his class. He shows form change with color instead of value. So you've got cool light coming up from down here, hitting the chin, and you've got a color change right there. But you do not have a value change. And this allows him to keep the entire area that's in shadow the exact same value. And he talked about this specific piece in his class. His name is Yuming Lee, and he has a class available. It's a couple $100, and he goes through how he paints and decisions that he makes. You can find him on Instagram. His site is Yuming Art. But anyways, the way that he was able to get away with this is because he used color to show the form change, like planes, instead of value. So he was able to keep all the shadows the same value. And you'll see right here, he's using simultaneous contrast. If you take this black and white, this whole area is in the same value group. But if you turn it back to color, you can see you've got this really, really intense blue and gray next to it.
That's the contrast of color.
That's exactly what it is, right? You've got contrast of color right here. So he's using that. But guess who is not using it? This guy. This guy. He's not using contrast of color. This guy, a little bit. Look at this.
Down there. Yep.
He's using it right here. Simultaneous contrast. You've got blue and you've got warms, and you turn it black and white, and it's one value group. So this guy's using simultaneous contrast of color. So is Yuming. So like, that's how you develop your style, is it's like personal preferences. But if you want a sick style that people really like, develop your foundational skills and your own personal preferences and aesthetics and what you like will rise to the top, and everybody will go, oh my gosh, how do I get a style like yours? It's like style develops based on what you like to draw, and then you just study foundation. And you can tell, like, this is really, really good material indication right now, right? This is like so much like stone or like metal, like a lion, right? And so you can see you're getting speculars. You're getting specular highlights. This is material rendering. You're getting speculars. You're getting Fresnel effect, right?
The reflection.
These are the reflections, yeah, speculars. So when you have an object, like a lake going into the distance, for example, as this surface gets more parallel to your eyes, it'll become more reflective, right? So if you're standing here you are, and there's a surface out in front of you going on into the distance. If you look right here, it's this degree. If you look right here, it's this degree. It's much shallower of a degree. If you look out here, it's an even shallower degree. It gets more reflective as this degree gets more acute, right? As it goes down, things get more reflective. That's the Fresnel effect. When you're looking at a cylinder, not a big degree, or like a 90 degree, this is a more acute degree. This is a very shallow degree, so it gets more reflective along the edge depending on the material. So you tend to get this sort of thing happening if it's a reflective material. So this is not this guy's style. He's just going, I understand the property of this material, and I'm going to emphasize it more. And this guy's work is amazing. Like, I've liked this guy's work for a long time. Johann Schippax. I don't know how to say it exactly. Really good artist. I would take a screenshot of that and check him out. Really, really, really nice work, right? And so all of these people are doing the same things. They're just emphasizing different parts of them. And like, that's the power of foundation. So, because chat asks all the time, how do you break down an artist's work? This is how I break down an artist's work. But there's a catch. You have to know this language in order to break it down. And so these are all just the things that I could come up with from the top of my head, right? Like, a camera lens, and I didn't even talk about camera lenses. Like if we start getting into environments and backgrounds, I would start talking about camera lenses. Like this looks to me like a tilted horizon.
Tilted horizon, yeah.
Right? Tilted horizon, which makes it more dynamic.
Yeah. Well,
This is also, nah, maybe not. They're just standing on a hill, it looks like. That's awesome. But you can see if you look at this artist is like value grouped all of this stuff. Let me make it like yellow, right? All of this stuff, the artist has value grouped it.
Put into one main shape.
Yep, they have grouped this into a single or very minimal value range. So all of the yellow is like treated as one mass. All of the red right here, here, here is treated as a mass. And then you've got the sword. You got like this is really nice. Like look at this composition. It like swoops back up. Swoops back up, right? This is just really nice overall. You've got a triangular reed between their faces. It creates this nice triangle. And you've got this overall swooping, and then you've got this nice dynamic line down here. That's just what I look for when I analyze someone's style, right? Look at the art, look at the value grouping on this one.
It's so simple. There's only like 3 or 4 values.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's
only 3.
basically like, yeah, you've got this value, which is also this value. You've got this value. You've got like a darker value right here. It's so
probably like
well
3
grouped.
values, yeah.
You squint your eyes, it's basically just this.
Yep.
It's basically just that. It's cool. It's very well done. Of course, Yu Ming's all about simplifying and grouping. Reno Tuna, doing the same thing as this guy is. Their styles look very different. Here we go. Reinforcing the cylinder. This is a cylinder that you're looking down at. Here's an overlap, right? Zoop. Zoop. Amazing artist. Reno Tuna is very, very good, right? Zoop. You got that overlap. Are they drawing it in a little bit of a different way? Yeah, absolutely. Is it the same principle? It is.
Mirabilla says, reasons why I love TikTok. Watching educational lives like this one.
That's awesome.
We got
I'm
a
glad
rare
you
one
like
here.
it.
Woo!
Right? Overlap. Here's the seam line. Wait a second. Wait a second. Look at this.
Seam line.
Seam line. That reminds me. If I go down here, here's that same seam line on the side of the pants. So you're telling me they're doing the same thing? They're just showing it in a little bit different of a way? Wait a second. Hold on. We got folds. We got a tension point right here. We got a tension point back here. And if we go look at Reno Tuna's stuff, tension point, behind the shoulder, overlaps to show depth. This is so well done, dude. Reno Tuna is so good. Right?
Oh
Here's
God.
that seam line coming down. Seam lines are so important. You know, in cartoons, one of the only things they tend to add is seam lines a lot of the time. They don't add folds. They just add seam lines.
Well, the seam line can also describe the fold too, like in
Yep.
a lot of cases. So it's
Yeah.
like, it does multiple things.
Yeah, if I go like this, and I just go like, I don't know, and I do this, and I go, it's a contour line. It shows what's happening to the side of this form. It also helps the form wrap around. It helps you see this as a three-dimensional form. Right? And you can do that with anything. Like I just happen to use it with like let's say for example, you know, we draw like a pillow. And it's like this. Let's get that out there. All right, let's draw like a pillow, right? We can show the form with contour lines. And seam lines are just literally the most perfect contour line, the best excuse ever. And you know what else is really a convenient excuse? a patch.
A patch. I mean, because those are seams.
It shows form so well. So all of these artists, they're like looking for different ways to show the three-dimensional form. You'll actually see on this first one, right? And then I can go, well, this patch is a different value here. And this patch is a different value here. And all of a sudden you're getting a neat little drawing, right? Maybe we just go like that. And then we bring that down to there. And then we go, well, what if I did this? And added a little drop shadow below it to hold it onto the ground, to weld it, you know? And then maybe I could just kind of rough it up a little bit. And you got like a little pillow.
Look at that.
And that's exactly what this person right here is doing. Look, here's the patch. Here's the sewing. Here's the sewing. It's a face. He's sewn a face onto his knee.
Two of them at that too. That's wild.
And you don't have to make this patch a square, right? You could make this patch whatever you want. Like let's say I come in here and I go,
oh, a more interesting.
And I do
kind of
this.
Like speech bubbles.
yeah, I could make little speech bubble patches to it, right? And I don't have to do that. I could go, well, this patch is torn and it's got stuffing coming out. And what if I like break the silhouette here? And then maybe I'll just add a little cast shadow to show that it has form to it. And then maybe I'll just, and I've just broken the silhouette to make it more interesting. And I've also added a second material. And then I can come in here and just do something like that.
Oh, you can even add stripes on that patch too if you want.
Yeah.
Stripies. Did you think about your Black Friday deal?
Like that. Like that. We just had a deal that ended. Actually, it's ending at the end of today, now that I think of it.
Tara?
Yeah, Tara, we have a 20% off sale going right now.
The code is spooky1.
Yeah.
Spooky and the number 1.
Yeah, we have a 20% off sale for Anime Art School going on right now. Totally forgot we had it, by the way, until you mentioned it. If you want to use the promo code SPOOKY1. SPOOKY1. This is the code for 20% off.
For Anime Art School.
Off of Anime Art School. It's active right now. It ends at the end of today. We caved and extended the coupon a couple more days the other day, but it was already expired, so we had to make a new one. Hi.
Apple.
Speaking of Spooky One. So cute.
Hi, Applebean. You guys got any tips on figure drawing?
Yeah.
Not a lot. Yeah.
What do you want to
Yeah, what do you
know
want to
about?
know?
You're so cute.
Pookie Jack, yeah.
It's Pookie Jack.
You have such a silly face.
All right, heading out. Applejack.
Hi.
But yeah, and this is. He's wiggling my pen. He's like, it is Applejack. It is Applejack. This is a torso. Right here. I used the same principle as a torso. With this pillow. This pillow looks kind of weird, honestly. Like, what if we did like this instead? There we go.
Yeah, I would say pillows are great for torsos.
Yeah. It's all simplification. Like, there's a bunch of simplifications of the torso, right? You have, like, beans, which can help.
I've seen some channels where their character is literally just a bean with limbs. And, like, stick limbs like that.
Right?
Ah, cute!
You can simplify it as a bean. The bean is totally fine. You can simplify it as boxes. Like, you could do two opposing boxes. Like, this is another great breakdown of a torso, right? You have one box, and you have another box, like that, and you can connect these together. And, like, that can be a way to make a torso. You can also use a pillow or an envelope. That's my favorite. Because any two-dimensional shape you can turn into a three-dimensional shape. Like this is a 2D shape. And it's easy to set things up in 2D. And then you can just go,
Look at this.
what way do I want what way do I want the torso to go, right? Rib cage, armhole.
Applejack has decided to take over the window bed that Toby is on,
Or
and now they're smushed.
you could have both sides facing this way. You could have it going away, and then this is actually the side. So the side of the box would be like here,
That part's great.
and then maybe the stomach would come out a little bit, and you could get maybe some folds in here. Here's the arm, pectoralis. Well, this is actually facing more towards us, isn't it? Applejack, you're stepping on the keyboard. Come on, go back to bed. We're
live streaming.
there you go.
Big back Applejack.
Yeah. He's decided that it's time.
To walk around.
You know, you could do a so like this is the front of the box right here, and you could go, you know, you could put an arm here. You could put an arm here. You could start with 2D, and then you can turn it 3D. Is it coming towards us? Is it going away from us? You could put the neck in. So like that's one way you could simplify the torso. That's my favorite way to start, right? Here's your 3-finger gap. Leg.
What muscles are most important to learn? Well, I mean, there's a lot of muscles, but
It depends. Do you do mostly headshots? Do you do mostly torso, waist up?
I mean, our figure drawing class on our anime art school covers the main muscle groups that for the whole body. A lot of figure drawing books, like Michael Hampton's figure drawing design and invention book, covers like the main muscle groups that are pretty common to find in not common to find, but like you'd most likely are able to use for art for a lot of illustrations and stuff.
There we go.
Like general torso muscles, back muscles, leg muscles, arm muscles. There's a lot.
Your phone's kind of...
Yeah. Upper torso wise,
So,
here you can here you can take a screenshot of this.
yeah, this was from a stream the other day.
These are the main muscle groups of the torso from the front that you can memorize.
Yeah, you can take a screenshot of that, and you can also take a screenshot of the female one next to it. It doesn't have the muscles labeled, though.
No.
They're the same muscles.
Want to do full body drawings?
Take a figure drawing class.
Yeah.
How do you handle overwhelming detail, especially in objects feel super intimidating? Simplification, grouping. You gotta eliminate, like,
Yeah. One
if
second.
you... Okay,
Sorry.
that's fine.
Just these are just some anatomy stuff from our class. Here's some torso muscles. Here's some leg muscles. All these are labeled. These are the main groups that most figure drawing classes teach from the front side and the back. And here's arms.
Yeah. And, like, learning the muscles is all good, but it's not really going to make you draw good-looking characters. It's more about the main volumes and shapes that you see on a body.
Yeah.
Learning the muscles is vastly overrated.
Yeah.
You learn them as a part of greater figure drawing. I wouldn't go in with the mindset of I want to know how to draw people, learn muscles. It's a much bigger process. It's a much larger process, which is like I don't have it up anymore, do I? No, I do not. It like starts with posing and proportion and volumes, and then you move into the muscles later. So it literally starts with like this kind of thing. Drawing people, especially full body, is almost entirely this kind of stuff. And then once you get this kind of stuff, you always draw around the form. You draw around the form, and then you can start to add like anatomical details, but it's mostly just simple volumes. You just don't see muscles that much when you look at people. Like, you don't go through your life every single day and you meet someone at the grocery store and you think, a bunch of muscles. Like, you don't really look at the individual muscles. You get the greater form, right? You get the face, the character of the person. You don't go, people are muscles. So, like, I don't think approaching learning how to draw people by thinking muscles really gets you people that look like people.
Yeah.
And most figure drawing classes, they will have the muscles, but they spend a lot of time on proportion, gesture, volumes, posing, plumb line, building the figure, yeah, from scratch, like from the beginning. So anyways, let's go back into a little bit of this, and then we'll call it for that one. Christina can talk about whatever she wants to talk about. All you see, like, that's literally what they're doing, like, all the time, right? Like, this seam line, this is describing the bottom of this, right? It's the bottom of a cylinder that you're looking up at, except, okay, it's a little bit wobbly. Here's the bottom of the cylinder that we're looking up at, right? And then you've got another cylinder going into it, like that, right? That's essentially what's happening. It's like a lampshade from below.
Lampshade.
And so now Reno Tuna's decided, I'm not going to add cast shadows. Reno Tuna could have come in here and been like, oh, I'm going to get cast shadows, or oh, I'm going to get a cast shadow. He didn't do that at all. He's like just doing line, right? And he's just doing like flat values. You've got like gray, light gray, white, and that's pretty much everything he's using. It's the same thing with this character here. It's like a sketch of his.
So nice.
But yeah, like, so whoever has been asking about, like, how do I break down an art style? How do I analyze? Take a screenshot of this right here. I'll literally take it right now. And I'm going to go merge copy. And I'm going to paste it into live demos in our Discord server. There. Pasted. I have copied this and chucked it into our Discord server. So if you want to break down an artist style, I recommend getting a foundation in this stuff. This is not an all-comprehensive list. I may have forgotten a couple of things here and there, but it's a lot of different stuff, right? It's a good place to get started. And then I would analyze different artists and go and look at what they're doing and how they're doing it. Like, the variety and how artists do stuff is insane, right? Like, this is so much different, but they're still doing the same thing. They're still doing the folds. They're still doing the seam lines. They're still doing their value grouping. This artist right here that drew this and this artist are doing the exact same thing. They're both value grouping. This entire area, this entire area, right? All of this, all of this, all of this, all of this, even her headset, whatever that is.
Yeah.
All of this. This is value grouped. He keeps it all within the same range. If you turn it black and white and you squint your eyes, it just reads as one mass. And then if you go over here, all of the shadows are grouped into one graphical shape. They're doing the same thing. You would never think, though, like, when you look at these two artworks, they look so different from each other. Like, you'd go, this artist and this artist, you go, they're not doing the same thing. Like, their work looks so different. This one's all rendered and this one's like cartoony comic graphical style. They're using the same tools.
And I feel like because they're using the same tools, I feel like they could probably replicate each other's styles.
100%.
Yeah.
They could probably spend a good week analyzing the other person's style and do it just like that. Like, if this person, Johan, got hired on a client project where he had to match this style, he could probably do it. And if this person got hired on a project where he had to match this style, he could probably do it or get like 98% of the way there. It would take a couple of tries to kind of, and it takes some analyzing, but they could do it.
Yeah, for sure.
They could 100% do it. And like, for example, right? I'm not nearly as good of an artist as either one of these. But oh, come on, it's like not working. There it goes. All right. This is an artwork that I made one day, right? Not one day. I made these over a period of days.
Some time ago.
Please load, thank you. Right, this is one of my artworks, and this is in like a gritty, realistic style. And then, like, the very next day, I could do, you know, something like this, something silly.
Something cutesy.
That's like this. Right? Why? Because I'm just switching up those things. I'm going shadows, lights, color theory. I'm adjusting things, right? This is like a silly, cute shot that has silly proportions. The colors are pushed. The textures are interpreted in a different way. And this is like a realistic, grungy, sci-fi, low saturation world. And within one single day, I can change it up, right?
Charns Art says, would you say Noton studies are a good way to practice value grouping?
Oh yeah, Noton is like 2 values, right? You've got your light and your dark. Very, very good. That's how I would recommend. Like, I actually did that here in this still life. I teach all about Noton in my class that I teach in our anime art school. But this is Noton. This is just 2 values, right? Of course, it's not just black and white. It's like gray and darker gray. But I map out 2 values to start, and then I'll add like a 3rd and 4th value, and then I'll add color on top of that. Noton is great. Most teachers in most composition classes will start the class with 2 values or 3 values and have you just do like dozens and dozens and dozens of them. Yeah, 100%, because it like teaches you how to simplify, because the brain wants to look at detail. Like, you want to see all those details, especially like this face right here. You just want to, if you were to draw this, you would so want to draw all the details, and because that's just how we work. So you have to be like trained out of detail, and that's what Noton studies are really good for.
Where can I see that portfolio? I think they're asking about yours.
Mine? This is my portfolio. Here's my ArtStation crap. There we go. So you can take a screenshot of that. It's just Coolbert. COOLB3RT.
On ArtStation.
On ArtStation, yeah. I really have a lot of work up there. Most client work is NDA, and it never gets posted. But I have like a bunch of sketches and stuff from classes that I've taken and given and stuff. And I have like, you know, random stuff like costume studies, figure drawings. A lot of my old work is on there as well, from like my school days back in like 2015, 16. But yeah, that's it.
Do you ever teach how to use dots and hatches for manga? I think they're called screen tones. No, we don't.
Like
teach
screen
that.
tones? No.
I mean, but like for screen tones, you would still have to understand values.
Yeah,
Black and
it's.
white, you know.
I mean, it's literally doing just the exact same thing. You're just using a different medium to show that, right? You're still using your value scale, right? Like white to black. Right? It just be in screen tones instead of this. And this guy right here, like, he looks like he's using screen tones.
Yeah.
Like, it's like kind of a screen tone effect that he's using. Like, he's doing the same stuff. I would just look up, you know, how to make screen tones for your particular software that you're using.
Well, like, I think in Eclipse Studio, you can turn a black and white image that isn't necessarily screen tone into screen tone. Like, that's how you can, like, reverse it. I've done that before because I wanted to play around with screen tones.
Interesting.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to see how artists are doing the same exact thing. Like, different artists doing the different thing. Let's get my work out of there.
This is like elite level stuff.
But anyway, so Who's still here? Stay with me. So what was that thing like? Stay with me now.
Stay with me now.
I got there's some weirdness going on, right? Oh, there's that.
Do you have any tips on rendering characters like in anime games splash art?
There's that and that.
A lot of time with anime splash art and stuff, they're just doing the same thing. Like, they know how to render, they're just simplifying it a lot.
Wait, what? Any tips for rendering characters in anime games splash art?
I don't really know what style those are, but...
Anime games splash art? I mean, study it. Use this stuff to study it.
Mm-hmm.
This is my tips for that.
Yeah.
Take all the stuff that I talked about today on stream and go, instead of this kind of stuff, drag splash art in there and go, how are they using contrast? How are they using color theory?
How are they simplifying things?
Yeah, how are they simplifying? Where are the, another one could be like focal point.
Oh, focal
Like, I would just chuck focal point in there, right? Not that, this, push that down, focal point. These are just things that I'm looking for, that I'm just thinking about. It's not some comprehensive list. So for example, if I were looking at brush economy and I looked at this person's work, I'm looking at this kind of stuff. So I'm going, all right, looks like they're using a brush like this, except it looks like they've probably squished it. So it looks like this. There's a similar brush to what they're using, it looks like. And that would be the brush economy. And I'm looking, how are they overlapping their strokes? They'd probably have F5. Yes.
Oh.
They're probably going shape dynamics, and they've got pen tilt set to the rotation. Nope, that's the size. Off, pen pressure, angle jitter, pen tilt. There we go. So now I can rotate my pen. You see it happening?
Send brush, please.
Like this. Right? And then it looks like they're just doing that. And so if I'm going in here, there's a stroke.
Okay.
There's a stroke. There's a stroke. Here's a stroke. It's something similar to this kind of a brush. It's probably not exactly the same.
I like it though.
Here's another stroke. Watch. Right? They probably go like that. Here's the tricep. Here's these. Zoop, 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 zoop.
Here's how you join the Discord.
Yes.
You go to our website.
Or the linky on our profile. If you want to join our Discord as well, you can send us a direct message on TikTok. Oh no, we're not 67 followers away from 200. We were 67 followers away from 199.1. So we are actually 900 followers away. My bad. 1,000 more followers on TikTok, chat, and we hit 200K.
Sick.
Not 1,000, 900 more. I thought it was 90 more or 60 more for some reason.
Would you recommend focusing on one artist for anatomical study, or is it okay to borrow from multiple?
I would focus on real human anatomy, not necessarily an artist.
Yeah.
Different artists will break it down in different ways, but I would focus on not necessarily an artist, but just human anatomy in general. It doesn't really matter what artist you learn it from. We've taken anatomy classes from lots of different artists. Let's see. Anatomy. There's a lot of anatomy teachers. We have an anatomy class in our anime art school, by the way.
Yep.
I'll write out a list of some different anatomy teachers as well.
Which is also currently 20% off.
Yes.
The sale ends today. The code is Spooky1.
Yes.
The number 1 next to it.
Yes, the code for this, Spooky
I'll write it down.
1. The Halloween sale got extended a little bit. It's ending at the end of the day today. We did it as a favor for someone who really wanted the school. And so we extended it through Wednesday. So if you're interested in Anime Art School, you can use the code SPOOKY, the number 1, drawanime.com. Can you pull that down a little bit?
Yep. Here we
You
go.
can take a screenshot of that. So, anatomy. There's a lot of anatomy teachers, right? Obviously, there's Proco. I would recommend Proco's paid content. take like a proper figure drawing and anatomy class. Don't try to learn anatomy from just like YouTube.
Yeah.
Because it tends to be so spotty.
You can turn your screen.
Okay. Michael Hampton, Glenn Vilpo, Kirk, Shinmoto. These are all people that I've taken anatomy classes from. Actually, I didn't take an anatomy class from Poroko, but he's good. His stuff is good. Michael Hampton has a YouTube channel. Will Weston has online classes. YouTube plus online. Christian Accorda has online. All these people are online. Online. Proko, Michael Hampton, Glenn Villepeu, Will Weston is really good. These are all different like figure drawing / anatomy teachers. Michael Hampton's book, Figure Drawing Design and Invention. Yeah, that's a good book. We actually have it. I actually have it right here in this pile. Here it is. It's a good book. It's really good. He has a great YouTube channel. Anatomy for Sculptors. As far as books go, there's a lot of good books as well. Books. Let's just take this out and go shoop. Books. Morpho. This is more of an anatomy book. Michael Hampton. Anatomy for Sculptors. Stonehouse Anatomy. Bridgman. Is that loud, by the way, when like those headphones like click together? Can you hear that, chat? Because I can hear it in my ears really loud.
Okay.
And I don't know why, because there shouldn't be a microphone on them. Bridgman, Gottfried Bombs. No, it's not loud. Okay.
Okay, well that's good.
Yeah, for some reason for me it's loud, but I don't know why. There's like not supposed to be a micro. Our microphones are right here.
Now that's
right?
loud. Oh.
Our microphones are here. And Christina's got a microphone.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that is kind of. Maybe it's because like. There.
Maybe it's loud for us because it's like, I don't know.
Is Christina a good volume? Yeah, I don't know. Some of our microphones, like the cords are all tangled down there or something. Gottfried Bombs, Bridgman. Roche, R-O-C-H-E, Kim, Strength Training Anatomy is a good book. What was that one called? Tom Fox Draws. That's fun. One's fine. Tom Fox Draws. These are some different anatomy books, anatomy and figure drawing.
Would you say tacos are pretty good, or
it's not really an anatomy book. It's more of like simplifying. I think it's worth getting. It's just not really an anatomy book. It's more like simplifying the figure.
Yeah, I don't think we'll include it in there.
You know, we can.
Okay.
Taco.
I would say try to get the ones that are more organized, because I think the first book that we got from Taco, everything was like so scattered. It was very good.
That's not right. Make sure just.
Oh, now you're so short and cute.
Okay. This one, there it goes. My chair kept
But the
leaning back.
second book that we got was much more organized.
Yeah, they're not bad. Taco has a couple of books. They're pretty good. I guess it's a problem that everybody who buys books has, but I would say it's the kind of book that you would buy and you would just be like, how do I go through this exactly? Like, how would I actually go through this book?
Yeah.
Like, because it's not like organized in a way that's like, start with this and then do this and then do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of just like you would sort of just have to like self study like the process. It's not really organized that well, but I really like the book.
Phantasma says, yeah, that's how I felt before joining your class. Well, I'm glad
These
that you don't
books
feel that
are-
way now.
Yeah, books are a lot of the time made for people who are kind of just like deciding that they want to learn something and they're going to assign themselves homework, which is really difficult to do when you're not very familiar with a subject. It's like you take a coding class and you have no idea how to code. It's like, how do you know what assignment to how do you know what assignment to study or practice, right? Like, you kind of want the teachers to give you that. The TV's kind of loud in the other room.
Yeah, something got like really loud.
Maybe it changed songs or something. I think we forgot the TV on. But yeah, I mean that's kind of my lesson for the day. Like if you're still here, if you're serious about art, who's still here that said early on in the stream, me, I'm here, or I want to know this, or I want to learn? Who's still here? I hope that was useful. That's how I study. Like if I'm gonna study an artist, this is exactly what I do. I go and I just get a bunch of their work and I analyze it and I look at how they're all applying the same stuff, right? Every single one of these artists is doing the same thing, just in different ways. Some of them are doing more things than others, some of them are doing different things than others, but they're all doing things from the same group of stuff. They're just applying them in more and less intense ways. So like if there's a particular style that you want to study, they're going to have different things. Like I could probably find my collections. Let me look really quick. Man, this is loading so slow tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's just take like this example. Right here. I saw this piece recently.
So cool.
It's very cool. I saw this piece recently. Let's take draw over. Let's nuke that. And I do want to give credit to the artist, so let's just take a screenshot of this. Copy, paste, merge.
Olga?
Okay, so I saw this piece online the other day, right?
So good.
Super awesome. Probably along the lines of something that you guys want to do eventually, some of y'all. Super cool work. Very good work. This would go into like the structure of the face, lighting, right? Value grouping. You take a look at this. It's a medium key. It's a mid-key piece. It's not overwhelmingly dark or overwhelmingly light.
It's like in the middle.
It is very ambiently lit. I see a cast shadow. I'll just like let me take a layer here, all right? Cast shadow. I notice there's a cast shadow right here. I notice there's a cast shadow right here. See? Look at this. Cast shadow. That means that we're getting a camera flash or some sort of a light source coming in from the front left or right. Right? Kind of coming in from that.
See, based on the speculars, sort of.
Shadow. Shadow as this cylinder or sphere, more of a cylinder in this case, turns away. Shadow as this turns away. Shadow as this turns away. Look. Cool light coming in from this side. Rim light. Rim light.
It's a very unified
Little bit of light.
piece.
Here's more of this shadow. Right? Speculars. Here's a specular. Here's a specular. Specular. Specular running along this arm. specular, shadow,
Gorgeous.
right? I would look for that kind of stuff. I go, what kind of light source does this artist use, right? Here, look, this form is rolling away. It's rolling away. So you're getting darker and darker as it goes away. Highlight, rim light. So the interesting thing about this piece is that it's very cool. It's red, like these are red, but overall the lighting is quite cool. In fact, it's interesting because even the highlights on her cheek and all these highlights, this is a cool light. This is a cool light.
Yep.
It's cooler than
The surrounding colors.
the surrounding colors. So you've actually got cool light coming in from here, and you've also got even cooler rim light coming in from this direction. Right? It's interesting.
It's so good.
It's cool, and they're simplifying this. They're using a this brush right here. They're using a color jitter.
Color jitter
So
brush.
if you hit boom F5, color dynamics, hue jitter.
Okay.
There we go. There's color jitter. And so it looks to me like they mostly have hue jitter. So brightness jitter is probably really low. Hue jitter is up a little bit, and they've chosen something like dark. Yeah, it's like. Oops.
And they actually
do
use
that.
the jitter as like texture as well.
Probably less than that. Yeah, it's texture,
That's so cool.
like this kind of thing, right? So they're using color jitter along certain areas, right? You could just come in here, and it's like, well, maybe they're using a little bit more brightness than that. Yeah, that
that's
feels about
literally
right.
It.
And like you just go in there and you sort of reverse engineer it. Look, you can even see some color jitter in this area right here. I see these kind of like
Wavy lines.
like these wavy color jitters. So like that doesn't make the artwork look like it does exactly, but like it's something to consider.
I love how they render the hands.
Yeah, this is a pretty stylized face.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. They're grouping. Like let's look at how they're value grouping, right? Like they've simplified the background quite a lot. They're not using really high contrast. They're actually kind of operating within like a really subtle controlled value range. So like if I'm breaking down a style, that's what I look for, right? I'm looking for these things. What camera lens is this character in? What's the composition? How are they grouping values? What are they using for contrast? Are they use contrast of color, contrast of shape, contrast of detail? What color temperatures are they working within? Like they used a cool primary light and a cool secondary light, and they've even got like a little bit of light right here that I notice. Kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's like a warm.
I look for it. Maybe like a little tiny bit right there. It's almost like a white, which is warmer than the cool light.
We can see some of that specular even on the skin, like.
Of
yeah,
what? Where? Here?
Like that. This seems pretty warm.
This is cool. Right there.
Oh yeah, that's.
This is warmer.
Okay. That is warmer.
Yeah,
Yes,
interesting,
yeah.
right?
That is very interesting. Wow.
And you just like, you can look around and see what they're doing and break it down, but like I would really recommend looking at this list, right? Of course, I'm not looking so much at the design, but
Do you guys judge regular art accounts /Jen?
no. Judge? No.
We don't judge.
We don't judge.
If you're talking about like reviews, I mean that's a very rare thing that we do every now and then, but that would only be like if you're a community member.
What does that mean? Like critiques? Do you mean like a critique?
Here's the Discord. You go on our website, drawanime.com. This is also the link in our profile, and the Discord invite is in there. Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, judge as in critique. Oh, okay. No, not really.
Nah.
We don't really do critiques very often. We'll once in a long while we'll do a critique stream where we will, but generally not.
I mean, unless you're gonna take a mentorship with us, then
Yeah.
that's also I mean, that's an option.
We do have paid mentorships, but no, not really.
Yeah.
We don't really do critiques that much. Like, you guys can see how important it is to learn foundations, because how do you analyze an artwork if you don't speak the language of artists? Like, if you don't understand about, like, reinforcing form, how can you see how an artist is reinforcing form? If you don't understand big, medium, and small, how can you see how an artist is using big, medium, small? If you don't understand the 7 basic folds, how can you see, or like tension and compression, like how do you break down how an artist is using tension and compression? Like, if you don't know that folds radiate from a tension point, you don't know to look for it. So it's like we talk so much about learning foundation because it is the language that you use to communicate. It is a language of communication.
It really is.
And so, like, it's cool looking at artists, but you got to know what they're doing if you want to be able to replicate or learn something from their style.
Yeah.
Okay, writing music on here and over the. It's cool to see each artist take on rendering / adding basic shapes as add-ons. Yeah. I mean, all you have is basic shapes, right? The concept of adding contrast with temperature is so cool. Yeah. It's like a very subtle thing, and it's like not knowing how to do it, or knowing how to do it starts with being aware of it, right? It's like you can kind of learn how to do it intuitively without studying it, but it takes so much longer, and you can never really do it quite as good as if you learned it and were taught how to do it, or were made aware of it existing. I think a really good example is simultaneous contrast. Yu-Ming Lee does it so much.
So good.
This piece right here. Look at the yellow. Watch what happens when I turn this black and white. It's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
But it looks so bright.
It's because they're using simultaneous contrast of color. The value is the same, the color is different.
But you know what he's also doing? He knows that yellow, to get that vibrant of a yellow, it has to be light. Right?
Yes.
And of course, like, in contrast with the very pale, cool blues, it's going to look very, very yellow.
Yeah, and understanding that color has inherent value. Like, it is impossible. If you want to make, like, a high-key scene and use pure colors, he actually talked about this in his course. What was that?
I have no clue. I'm going to look at it. It's probably Toby.
No, it sounded... I don't know what that was. Big Bang. It sounded to me like it was more towards front.
So he literally came and walked from that direction.
From that direction? He probably knocked something over then. Anyways, here it is. If you want to make a high-key image that has pure colors, you're going to have to use bright valued colors. So, for example, you could use something like this. You know, if you want to use red, it's going to have to be desaturated, because if you use a saturated red, it's going to be much darker. So let's say we make a high-key image, and we just go, we're going to make everything either medium or light, right? So if we're going to use a blue, it's going to have to be like a faded blue, right? It's going to have to be something like this. That's even a little bit dark. And so it's going to have to be a little bit faded. We get some stuff in there. This is literally how Yu-Ming paints, by the way. He kind of just goes in and is just like, okay, I'm going to do something like that. And then I'll come in here and maybe we'll use some of that and get some like oranges. That's kind of cool. Blues. Right? And if you turn it black and white, it's a very high key image. Very high key. If you wanted... Why is this not working now?
I don't know.
Channels. There it goes. It's always a channels problem. And now what? Am I drawing... Did I lock the layer? What did I do now, bro?
Deselect maybe? I don't know.
It's not selected.
Okay. Why is it yellow?
Am I drawing just in a,
Just select all the layers or all the channels.
What am I doing now? Photoshop is so weird sometimes. What if I, oops, didn't mean to do that. What if I make a new layer?
Huh.
There we go. Let's just, there. Fixed it. If I want to make a really vibrant image, I have to use certain colors if I want it to be light. If I want to make a dark image and I want it to be vibrant, I can't use yellow. I'll have to use blues and purples, right? So you can come down here and you can use stuff like this and then say, you know, you can come down here.
That is beautiful. Yes, this is Adobe, it's a Photoshop.
Like, say I want to come in here and I can do some of that. Maybe I have a little character here. Right? These colors have inherent value. Colors have value. And so he talked a lot about this in his class, but you'll learn about it in a lot of classes. So he understands that if he wants this yellow here to be vibrant, he's going to have to make this blue kind of faded, right? Like if you color sample this, here's where the blue is. It's not here. Why is it not here? Because if it was...
Photoshop is being weird again.
If it was, it would look like this and it wouldn't be simultaneous contrast of color anymore, right? If all this blue was replaced by a blue that was much more saturated, it would look like this instead, which is not what he wants. But instead, he puts that blue, say, up here. Look at that.
Wow, it's very close.
Right? Because he's painting using very vibrant colors. He wants to keep the saturation high. And so the only way to do that is by understanding the value of the colors that he's using. Colors. Right? And down here, it's not vibrant. It's a very desaturated yellow. Like, look at this. It's very dark. It's like a brown. But he doesn't care because that's not like, that's not the area.
It also feels green, which interestingly enough, that's very cool.
Yeah, compared to the blue, it feels very green.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what I look for when I look at Yuming's stuff. I'm breaking down those things, but you can only break them down if you speak the language. And you speak the language by learning Foundation, which is a journey, you know? Oh. Well, Tobby, that was a big thing.
Yeah.
Like, we don't just make this stuff up. Like, you take any class on art, like any proper class that's not like some, you know, I don't know, like silly high school class or something where you're actually learning from people who have experience. You learn the same thing. They may explain it a different way, but it's all the same stuff, right? We're taking this oil painting class from Robert Lemler. He's a really accomplished oil painter. He's always talking about shapes and color temperature and what temperature is the light, what temperature is the shadows, making a painting using only 4 values.
Yeah.
It's all the same stuff.
I think people will often confuse, oh, if this looks different, it must be done in a different way.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, like realistic versus anime style. Like, oh, well, those are clearly different looking. They must not be made in the same way. But that's not necessarily true. It's very interesting.
Yeah. And no matter, like, what style, they're using the same tools because it's all two-dimensional art, right? And not only that, anything that goes through your eyes has to be converted into 2D. Even if it's a 3D sculpture, it's turning 2D when it goes into your eyes and is interpreted by the brain.
Yeah.
So it's like they're still using design, they're still using form. Like, that's why true dimensional artists can move to sculpture Yeah, it's all the same foundations. You're always either drawing in 3D, right?
Yeah.
You're always drawing in 3D. Like, you're always implying 3 dimensions, and that would involve perspective and dimensional drawing. Like, you only have the same colors. You only have white to black and the rainbow. Everybody has white to black and the rainbow. Whether you're a manga artist, whether you're an oil painter, whether you're doing figures in charcoal, maybe they just have white to black, right? They may have an even more limited range.
Well, I mean, sometimes what I'll often do is instead of thinking about color, I'll think about the value, or I'll think about the color as the value. Like sometimes, like if you go to the Reno Tuna thing, I'll have a color in mind, but I just won't I won't put the color in. I'll just put the value.
Yeah, you'll go like, he's wearing a red jacket.
Yeah.
Like, this could be a red
This
jacket.
could be a red jacket, for all I know.
Yeah, like, I totally know. I know this can't be a full saturation yellow jacket.
No.
Because why? Because if I did chuck yellow there, it's too dark.
Right. Oh, yeah.
If I chucked an orange, it's probably right. Yeah, there we go. It could
yep.
be an orange jacket. Or it could be a red jacket or like a pink jacket. It could definitely be green. Right?
It limits the range of like what kind of colors you're going to be using.
And knowing Reno Tuna, it's probably green. He likes to use
those kind of colors.
He's honestly good at using any color, obviously,
True.
but like, right? It could be that.
That looks pretty good.
It's the same. So it's like, by choosing a value, you have already restrained what colors it could be. It could not be a full saturation blue. Why?
Too dark.
Too dark. Well, the blue is too dark. The jacket's too light. It could not be yellow. His leg could be yellow.
I mean, that'd be interesting.
So it's like muddy values, a lot of the time, is not understanding those rules. Not all the time, but a lot of the time when you have muddy values, when you have a muddy painting, when it looks blotchy, it's because this stuff isn't understood well enough.
Yep. I think it's just a very important topic to talk about because it's a big misconception that a lot of, especially like beginner artists, have when studying styles. But it's also just because like there's just so much things to juggle in a style that like people don't even know how to start. So I think those things are really helpful. Just to think about.
Style is just applying those same foundations in varying ways.
Paint on the house.
And a lot of the time when you see a style that you love, it's just good foundation. It's like, oh my gosh, I love the way this artist draws buildings. You mean like correct perspective? It's like, oh, I love the XYZ thing. It's like, you mean good values? But yeah, I mean, that was what I had planned for today's stream. I hope y'all enjoyed it because I did. It's nice to talk about something. We've kind of found that when we go live and we kind of just take questions, it tends to turn into a very similar stream. If chat runs the stream, we always answer the same questions.
Yep.
If we run the stream, we can actually start talking about other things and branching out. It's very like this is I think this is a pretty good lesson. Like I wish I had this lesson when I was getting started. Like I wish I saw that list that I wrote out there. This is not, again, I said it like 3 or 4 times. This is not a comprehensive, complete list. This is just the stuff that I thought off the top of my head. Like these are the things that I look for when I'm analyzing an artwork. We got our tools, line, shape, form. We got some different principles of design, big, medium, small, simple and complex, close together, far away. How are they using overlaps? How are they describing the form? How are they improving the silhouette? How are they using drop shadows, cast shadows, form shadows, Fresnel effect? How are they making things asymmetrical and uneven? It's
like how does certain chefs make certain foods? they all have the same foundation. Like, especially if you're classically trained as a chef, it's like, you know, the French techniques.
I mean, oh my gosh, it's so true. You know, chat, some of the regulars who've been here for a while know this, but we were friends. We actually made friends with a chef who was the director of education at Le Cordon Bleu, the famous culinary school, for like 30 years. His name was Chef John Paul. Chef John Paul Hutchins. We went live with them. We used to go live with them on their TikTok because we were helping them start their social media. And the way that they described culinary education was exactly the same as like visual art. There's certain foundational principles that you learn, and once you learn them, you're a pro chef. And so you can pick up a lot of different stuff. Of course, people specialize. They get really, really, really good at certain things, but they all have the same underlying technique. They all know it's based on what, like French, right?
Yeah, French.
Like French culinary techniques. There's like braising and broiling and baking and sautéing. There's like these specific list of culinary techniques that you learn and get an education in, and you learn how to sanitize equipment, and you can literally go work in like any restaurant in the world
once you know those skills.
Once you know those skills. In fact, he literally like hitchhiked in countries that he didn't even speak the language, and he was able to work in kitchens in restaurants in those countries. Didn't he say he went to like Germany?
Yeah, I think it was Germany.
He like worked in a German restaurant, and he didn't even speak German, and he was able to cook in the kitchen and work. And I was like, so crazy, because it's the same with art.
And he also talks about like the brigade system and stuff, but
yeah. I don't know almost anything about culinary education, but like it was so cool learning about that, because I'm just like, oh my gosh, you got your perspective, you got your figure drawing, you got your design, your color theory, your composition, your grouping and compression. And then once you learn that, you can kind of adapt to any style in a very short amount of time. It unlocks a whole world.
Phantasmatic, will you post this on the school Discord's channel?
What, this sheet? Yeah, I'll chuck this sheet up there. I don't have all of my draw over stuff. Let me just, this is too big of an image, so I gotta shrink it and copy, delete. I'll chuck this in live demos.
It is yeah, it's on the top of our
Yep.
Discord channel.
Live
Discord server.
demos in the Discord server. And man, that lesson is the lesson that I wish I had. Of course, getting better at art, it's a long process of practicing and improving, but like this really gets into like the meat and potatoes of art. And we got some pretty big variety. The only thing I didn't really add was like anime style, and I think Reno Tuna kind of
covers that.
Covers that, but like I could just chuck an image up of like, crap, there's Control T again. Kira Toriyama.
Art, maybe you should say.
Yeah. Let me see. Like,
cool.
Yeah, like here's Akira Toriyama. Here's this looks like Master Roshi on a turtle thingum.
Dinosaur?
Look! There's the drop shadow.
There's the drop shadow.
Oh my gosh. Here's the drop shadow again. Oh my gosh. Here's the silhouette and the reinforcing of the form. Zoom, zoom. Oh my gosh. Here's the wrap and the hook. Right? Here's texture. Here's reinforcing. Look, these lines reinforce the cylinder. You've got light and you've got shadow. Oops. Here's the drop shadow right here. Like they're all doing the same thing. They're all using the same principles. Look at this.
Oh my gosh.
Right? They're all focusing. It's like, here's the silhouette. Here's the cylinder of the arm. He's boxified the glove. Like, it's a rounded box, but it's a box. Look, here's the seam line of the glove. It's describing the form. Here's the seam line. Here's the cylinder that shows the perspective of this gun. Look how cool this is. Look at this nice overlap here. This is like This is nice. You've got this, look at this negative space here. You've got this nice big piece. You've got this little detailed area. And it like, oh my gosh, that negative space looks so good.
So good.
Look.
So girthy. Oh, the seam line.
This, he's describing the folds with this. That's crazy. It's like, it's almost like Reno Tuna's doing the same thing. Look at this.
Wow.
Describing the folds with the seam line. Look. Hook. Going over the outside. Hooking around the back. Hook. Going over the outside. Hooking around the back.
Hannah asks, how long are you guys doing the streams in this kind of format? Because it's nice.
Hook. Going over. Going around the back. The streams in this kind of format, like lesson style. I'm not sure. We're just trying stuff. Christine and I honestly started losing our minds answering the same questions every single time on stream. Just because, wait, look. Hook. Going over the back. They're all doing the same thing. They're just doing it in slightly different ways. They're showing it in different ways. We just want to mix things up. We want to have a larger variety of content on our channel. Hook.
Make, kind of freshen things up.
And we're going to continue doing this kind of stuff. We actually didn't really know what we were going to stream about like 10 minutes before stream started. We were just like, I knew I kind of wanted something. Look at this. Here's the box.
This guy's the real deal.
Here's the box.
Wow.
There's the box.
Boxes are everywhere.
Yeah, here's the glasses, the box of the glasses, right? People are like, how do
those
I
are
draw
dinosaur bone glasses.
Oh, that's cool. Are they?
Sick, yeah. They look like bones at least.
People are always asking how to draw glasses on stream. In perspective, there's the glasses, right? It's on the box. Here's the edge of the box. Here's the corner of the box. And I'm just drawing with my mouse. Here is the box. It's sitting on the box and it turns the corner and it goes behind the ear. It's so like, oh my gosh, this guy's work is so good. So cool, right? They're all doing the same thing.
Hey, Brianna. Brianna says, you need buttons you can push to answer questions people ask over and over without saying it again. Like a recorded button, like a soundboard.
Yeah.
Soundboard answers.
It's awesome, right? And like, it's cool seeing how everybody's doing the exact same thing in slightly different ways.
Mm-hmm.
I think he needs to push the ACK button. What is it with you and ACK?
It's a meme.
It is a meme. Man in the box reference. I like this stream. Found it super useful. We never did cover noses for you, Snaz. So, nose. Christina, do you want to do some nose? Who knows?
What kind of noses do you want, Snaz?
He was saying like a variety of noses, like different kinds. I can read the question again. Unique ones, Roman, Greek, stubby.
Roman, Greek, stubby?
Yeah. So understanding how to draw noses it comes down to understanding like the basic planes, the basic forms of a nose, and then they'll change a lot. They'll like morph, but they all have those same, because we've all got the keystone, right? We've all got the bone. We've all got the cartilage. We've all got the end, the start. Mm-hmm. And they'll move around and push around and get bigger and smaller and skinnier and fatter and all kinds of stuff.
Well, like, look at these. These are all just different kinds of noses. Well, I don't know if these are... Well, yeah, they're good enough. But, like, they all have very similar components. They're just slightly different curves, right? Like, generally, you would have, like, a base nose that you can start with. And there's certain components. Like, there's your brow ridge, your keystone corner.
Is that the glabella?
Yeah, the glabella, yes. You got this area
The
right here. Keystone corner. I can't write. You got the bridge of the nose.
Mm-hmm. We probably don't need to write this stuff in there.
Yeah, and then you got this part right here.
Like the ball of the nose or the bottom or whatever. There's names for all this stuff. I never memorized it. I probably should.
And then all these parts you can actually change. So, like, especially this part.
Yeah.
Because that part is movable. Like,
it's literally like Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Like,
so,
you can do whatever you want with it.
So, like, you can say, okay, I want this part to be the same, which is the brow ridge and the glabella, or the keystone. But maybe I want, if I want the Roman nose or Greek nose, maybe the Greek nose curves out like this instead.
There it is.
and look at their shape. Like, okay, well maybe the this part of the nose doesn't hook up like this, but rather it goes down. So that's
Think
know,
about like strings attached to the points, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you could go, here's a string attached to it, and I can take this string and pull it up, and it'll go like that, right? Or I can take and I can mush it in, and you can go like that,
Yep.
right? Or you could go, I'm gonna take the end of the bone, and I'm gonna pull it out. So you can go zoop, like that. Like it's almost like you learn the components of noses, where the bony parts are, where the cartilage is, and then you kind of do what you want while referring back to that information. And you can make believable noses of any shape because you understand the underlying foundations of the pieces of a nose, and then you can just play with those and morph them.
Yeah. I mean, like, look up Roman nose, and here's a front view of a Roman nose. Now, this is a girl, but I mean, like, if you want to go for a guy, like, that's totally fine. Sometimes it's hard to tell if this looks like a Roman nose or not, because, like, from the front,
it looks the same for the most part.
Yeah, so if you want, you can exaggerate it. Like, okay, well, maybe it's not super crazy in here, but maybe I can just, like, cheat it a little bit by adding that curve. So I'll change this curve right here to make it look more like a little hook, and I want this nose down here to point downward. So I feel like,
is there a steady noise in the background? What noise does that sound like?
what noise?
I don't know.
But sometimes it's hard to tell, and that's why it's up to you to decide like how much do you want to show. I'd say like if you're gonna go for a Roman nose and you want it more clear, a 3/4 angle can sometimes work better, or find ways to kind of get away with it, you know.
Buzzing. What's a buzz? Is there a buzz today? Is it always buzzing? Chat, did you not tell us about this?
Like, I think that this looks like a Roman nose. And always remember that noses also have little pads on the sides here, so you can use that. I mean, I was actually just thinking, let me just test this out. I was like thinking, what if I actually drew a nose, but I just drew a diamond and I just turned that into multiple forms? Hold on. What if I started with this?
I don't hear anything personally, but I can't.
1 second.
I can't tell. I can't hear it. Oh wait, and never mind. There is a buzz. Is it just on TikTok? No, MJ says on YouTube as well. So has it just been going the entire stream unbeknownst to us?
I guess so.
Okay, wait, noise buzzing. Wonder what it's from. It could be from like microphone stuff. Normal background noise?
Do you think that?
I don't hear nothing. It must not be that bad unless your volume's really high.
Interesting. I'll have to figure this out later. I was trying to find out, like, can I draw multiple different types of noses with the same shape? Probably could.
Is it still going?
It's very faint.
It might have been that fan.
Maybe. It
It
stopped.
stopped. So it was the little fan that we have.
So it was a bit of white noise.
Now we're hot. I could probably stick the fan somewhere else. Applejack, can you carry our fan? Let's see what good old Applejack's up to.
Sleeping.
Sleeping. Look at the baby.
Petting him.
On TikTok, we are on YouTube. You're petting the pole.
Yeah.
Hold up.
Cute.
There we go. And we'll have to do it on YouTube as well. Here you go.
Cute.
Tum Tum, Eepy Jack? Yeah, he's so sleepy. He's such a
Ooh, that's
sleepy.
Oh,
such a
you're
sleepy.
So cute, Apple.
He sleeps on his face.
He
Oh, that's
does.
cute. Rolling over. Yeah, so the video that I'm working on right now for our YouTube channel is it's going to be exercises for like beginner drawing exercises.
Okay.
Or maybe not, I shouldn't say beginner, foundational exercises on drawing straight lines,
Those look really good.
And exercises. Y'all have definitely, if you're a regular here, you've definitely seen some of these. But I'm making a YouTube video on drawing the basics of drawing straight lines, how to position your arm, different exercises to help you get different curves and stuff.
I'm struggling on my iPad. Yeah, it's really hard on iPad because it's a very different texture than on paper and stuff.
And iPads have a really weird size as well.
they
And like,
do.
but yeah, I mean, it's definitely going to be transferable between mediums. I'm probably going to record it traditionally like that.
That's fun. It's like ASMR.
But yeah, that's all I had planned today. Are you going to talk about your thing today, or
I don't
you
think
feel
so.
like it? What were you even going to talk about?
I was just gonna talk about like artist mentality, like how to approach art in a healthy way, or like in a way that doesn't burn you out. It's mostly probably gonna be like a yap session rather than a drawing session.
I mean, what's not? Today was certainly a yap session.
But like you had like images showing and stuff. But
yeah, it's a really big deal approaching art in a healthy way. It's all mind. It's all your mind, your mindset,
really
and how you
is.
approach.
if we have the energy to continue going, like I could talk about this.
We'll probably save it for another stream. We need more stuff to stream about.
That's true. We'll save it for another stream. But I enjoyed the stream. It was quite nice. It was quite refreshing. I hope you enjoyed it.
It was good. It's definitely one of my areas of things I'm passionate about.
Anime is just another style. It's just another like way to think about real life, you know, and you can use real life for anime. Like I feel like if you can do both, you know, more power to you.
It's not so compartmentalized.
Oh yeah, I guess you know that's a really good term, compartmentalize. I feel like a lot of people try to compartmentalize it too much.
I don't really see any lines between them. I just don't see barriers between realistic and anime style. It's not something I see. Like when I look at Rino Tuna's work or I look at Akira Toriyama's work, I don't think, oh, this is anime. I see the same exact thing as if I'm looking at this.
Yep.
I see the same exact thing as if I'm looking at this. I see the same thing as if I'm looking at this or this or this. I just see them applying these the same exact things in varying degrees, right? Look, here's that cast shadow, right? Here's a cast shadow right here. This is perspective. He's drawing the side of a box right here. That's showing the perspective on the ground. You could draw this grid out like this. He's just showing the edge of a box right here to give you a sense of perspective. See, there's the edge of the box. Not up to there, but like, you know, there's a box. And so like when I look at different styled art, I don't think like, oh, this is anime or oh, this is realism or oh, this is semi-realism. I'm thinking about this kind of stuff. And I'm just going like, okay, they're cell shading and the heads are bigger. And like when I look at this,
So cool.
I'm thinking the same thing that I do when I see anime, right? It's like he's grouped all of his shadows. He's showing the radio brachialis. He's showing the bicep. Here's the tricep, you know, like right here. This is actually this is the side of the arm. So this is the bicep.
Yeah.
This is the tricep. And you got like your deltoid in here.
That's
right?
a cool pose.
When I look at anime, I'm going, here's tension, clothing folds, here's the seam line, here's like an anime style, right? Here's the seam line, here's overlaps. Look at this, he's reinforcing the volume of this object by wrapping things around it. Here's the cylinder, right? He's wrapping a line around it to show it's a cylinder. He's showing overlaps. Like, if you do a realistic drawing, like, this is the same. I mean, this isn't, like, realistic. This is a line work. If I do something like this, right? Here's the seam line. Here's the tension point. Here's the radiating lines coming out. This is not anime. This is not an anime style at all. Like, I'm showing a little bit of line work in here just to show the edge of that. I could get rid of that. It's not really that important.
I feel like that would also influence the style that it
Yeah.
the result of the image and stuff. Like, it would
Yeah.
change the style of it, but I mean,
See?
like, it's still good.
There's no line there now.
It's just edge.
Yeah. And so I feel like see? No line work anymore. But yeah. My application or whatever, yeah. But I think you brushed upon a really good point that I did want to talk about, which was just what I was saying. And so I kind of used it as an excuse, which is like, try to transcend, try to go beyond style and look at like underlying ideas, underlying concepts, right?
The skinny one's here.
Hello.
Hi. That's why they're, and he said there's a reason why they're called fundamentals. Absolutely.
Right? Here's the cast shadow. Here's the cast shadow.
Hi, Jelly and Big Spoon.
Here's the cast shadow. And in this one, you can't see it because it's your camera's looking upwards. But all of this has been grouped, and I can assure you that if you could see his feet and the ground, you would see the cast shadow. Or at least it would be grouped into it. This one, he didn't put a cast shadow in.
Those are cute flowers.
Not everybody does.
Well,
A lot of
it may
people do.
It may not always be necessary in the piece.
Yeah. It's just, it's probably right behind. This honestly might be part of the cast shadow. But he may have chosen to just exclude it. Like, nobody would look at, like, this and go, oh, it's anime style or anything. Or, like, probably this.
People will be like, oh, well, that's an abstract style or something. I don't know.
Yeah. People always have, like, names to explain things.
You can't categorize. Stop categorizing my style. I
But,
don't know.
yeah, it's...
Well, it's just a way how people like to organize the world and stuff, so I don't blame them. You know, people want to categorize things. They want to group things into different sides or whatever.
Everybody doing the same thing, just in different ways.
I love that. I love that illustration. It's so fun.
Look! Wait, check this out.
What?
Chat.
What do you see? What do your elf
Look
eyes
at what
see?
I'm drawing. Okay? Stay with me now.
Oh my gosh. It's the same thing.
There it is.
It's a shoe.
Stay with me now. Right? How do I flip this horizontally?
I don't know.
I can't press Control T. Layer, edit,
It's edit, transform.
edit, transform,
Flip
horizontal.
Oh my gosh. It's the same thing.
There you go.
Same shape.
Dinosaurs
Very
are shoes.
similar.
Yes.
Dinosaurs are shoes.
That's it, right? You've got the bottom
Bird beaks are also
and you've
shoes,
got
I
the
guess.
top.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing the same thing. And you'll see this all the time when you start looking for it. It's all just like these
Oh,
fundamental...
that's a shoe too down there.
Yes, here it is. I ain't going through all that work again, but this is the same thing. Here it is. There you go. There's that shoe. And I bet you anything, if we looked long enough, we could find a lot of them. Like a lot of them,
A lot of them.
right? There's the bottom of that
Cute.
foot.
Cute little turtle foot.
Cute little turtle foot, yeah. It's crazy because like once you can draw that form, you can use it all over the place.
It's like seeing like the matrix of art.
It kind of is. I recognize it. I was like, oh my gosh, there it is.
You're like,
And look, he's
Ooh.
flipping the form over. He's going.
You know, you see that in skirts, you see that in hats.
Yeah, you flip the form. You go. You do that, and then you go this and that. And that's the skirt. Just like that. And then if you want to put a leg under it, you put the leg under it. And you can put the other leg under it. I'm drawing with my mouse.
Mouse drawing looks very good.
Right? And you bring this out, and what do? You overlap. What do? You overlap.
That's
and
a
what
style.
do? You put some of these, and some of these. There's the skirt. And it's like the same thing that he's doing right here. He's flipping one form in front of the other.
Colton, you should do a draw with a mouse challenge.
I love drawing with the mouse, bro. I draw with the mouse all the time. Kevin was telling me, my brother was, he's also a professional artist. He was telling me he paints with a mouse on client projects so much. It like makes your brain think about art in like a different way.
It's like you see it from a more holistic view.
Yeah, you just like slow down. Like I think a lot more about my strokes when I'm drawing with the mouse. Well, this is like proper drawing with the mouse. I usually paint with the mouse.
It's really cool when you do it like that.
Right? And then I don't really know what I'm doing now, but
Oh well.
it's the same thing. It's like when you know where to put a line, you just have to put the mouse there and click, you know? Like when you know where you want to put a line,
Click.
right? It's like, okay, click in the middle of the X. Well, I'm not going to click here. There we go. Or it's like, go from one X to the other X. And then it's like, you know, it's those same line exercises. Draw from point to point. Point to point. Point. Or we could even go like point to point.
That one's harder.
That one's a lot harder. Oh, there we go. I missed it.
It's like
Point
a game.
to point. It is a game. I missed. There we go. Now this point to this point. And you can draw all kinds of stuff, you know. But I've drawn with the mouse a lot. I've really drawn with the mouse a lot.
Now the ultimate challenge is drawing with a trackpad.
I have actually drawn with a trackpad,
You
but
have?
I do not like it very much.
It's not very
it's
good.
really bad.
How would you guys recommend practicing line confidence? Actually, Colin's gonna be making a video on that real soon.
Yeah. Long story short, be very deliberate with your strokes and do exercises that make you deliberate. So, for example, if I draw a point and another point and I connect them, I can put a point up here and I want to draw through that point. I will make an arc through that point, and maybe I'll do like a little bit of an S curve. So I'll go up through the point and down.
Ooh.
And like I want to be very deliberate with my stroke. And so then in the future, when there is no point, you go, well, I kind of want it to be like that, right?
It's like the intention.
Or like this. Being confident with your lines comes from knowing where you want your line to be. Like, where do I want the line? Do I want it here? Do I want it here? Do I want it here? So, it's like line confidence comes from knowing what you want. If I'm drawing a cylinder and I have no idea what I want the top of the cylinder to be, it's not very easy to be confident about it.
It's kind of like a magic system where it's like if you don't know what you want your spell to be, it's not gonna appear right.
Yeah. And so
Art explained in
I
magic.
think a lot of line confidence, a lot of the confidence comes from simply knowing what you want, knowing where something should go. So if I want to put this cylinder on a platform, should my line be here? Should it be here? Should it be here? Should it be here? Right? Like if I don't know, then I'll kind of just be like,
Oh, yep.
somewhere in that shotgun blast direction.
Shotgun.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, I can't be confident if I don't know. It's like, if I don't know how to solve a math problem, how can I confidently say the answer?
Good night, Lau.
And so maybe I'll just go, oh, I'll put a little break here. And I'll leave a gap. Confidently, I'm leaving a gap. Confidently, I'm leaving a gap. I don't have to. It's like decide.
You know,
Confidently.
Confidently, it's just more of a mentality.
Yeah. And like you can tell this guy's got line confidence. Like a lot of line confidence. Why? Because none of these lines are like, I don't know what
Lost?
I'm doing. Like no, like you can have lost lines that are confidently lost.
I guess what I mean is like they're not like they.
Oh, like lost as in I don't know where I'm
Where
going.
I'm going. Yeah. Like,
None of this guy's lines are lost. Like I don't know where I'm going with it. Same with Reno Tunas. Like look at the confidence in these lines, right? Like this little whoop, flick at the end.
He knows what he's doing.
That's intentional. Confidently intentional. This teeny tiny little bump here, very intentional. Tricep. Elbow.
Oh, that part. Oh.
Right? This is like a condyle or something, I don't remember. But this is like elbow, you know, zoop, tricep, coming back down very confidently. Right? Here's that flick again. You twist and flick.
Twist and flick.
Is that like a Harry Potter thing?
Is it? I don't know.
Brianna? Brianna's like I think a huge Harry Potter buff.
Oh, that's fun. Look
So
how they indicated the chain.
yeah, very confident. And so like line confidence, I don't think just comes from like I have trained my hand to be confident. I think it's a lot more of like you know what you're doing.
Jelly says it is Harry Potter.
Great.
You know the
Come down
the thing that
here.
you're doing kind of feels like that.
And so I can shift click, totally fine. Or I can just wobble my way there. Don't care.
That already has like a more like grittier style to it when you draw with the mouse and you put those gaps, almost like a Akira kind of vibe.
Yeah. See, there's that cylinder, and like it's all drawn with the mouse, and I just go, well, I want to reinforce this side because I want it to feel a little bit more solid. So I'm gonna put a dot there. I'm gonna put a dot there and there. There we go. I've reinforced the side of the box. Well, what about this side? Okay, well, let's put a dot there, and maybe a long one and a short one, and a dot. There we go.
It's a nice looking box. Ooh, that is aesthetic.
And let's put a couple dots there, and let's put a couple dots there, and then we'll put two back there.
the dots.
The dots.
Wait.
And then let's just say, okay, what if I want to reinforce this? Maybe I want it behind his drawing.
Gizmo says, I love this style.
And then, that's funny.
I mean, it is a style, technically.
It is.
Because, I mean, like, you're drawing in a way that ends up creating a different look.
Style, a lot of the time, is influenced very heavily by the medium. You can't, like charcoal, pastel, oil paint, the medium heavily influences the style that it's in. Watercolor, colored pencil, and so if I'm drawing with a mouse, I have to manually decide what I want the line weight to be. Like, I could add line weight to the edge of this, right? I could add line weight to that. It affects the style. And so, like, a brush with no, like, that's why I'm like, you could 100% learn how to draw using only the mouse. 100%. You could do all the exercises. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but like, papers scattered on the ground, a little bit of line weight there. Maybe we'll have a paper underneath of this one, if I were to draw with the mouse, I would probably I'd probably use like these broken lines where they don't quite connect all the way a lot of the time. I kind of like the vibe of it. Prague. Let me find his art really quick.
Prague.
He
sounds so
a
fancy.
lot of his stuff.
Peanut. That's funny.
A lot of his stuff he would draw with very minimal line work. For example,
Oh, that's cool.
this piece right here, not minimal line work, very minimal line weight. Let me get that back on. Here's some of his art. He did a bunch of art for various projects. This is really old work of his, probably 10 years old. But like you can see that like these are like shift click lines. Shift click. Right? Or even just like the line tool. Some people draw a lot with the line tool. I think Darren Bacon draws a lot with the line tool. I'll find his work as well. He worked on a bunch of the Halo. He's a phenomenal artist, bro. He's so good. This guy. Here's Darren Bacon. And he does a lot of stuff like this. He uses the line tool all the time, the straight line tool. I had some tutorials of his a long time ago. But look. This is just
Wow.
traditional. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's just supposed to look
looks
traditional.
traditional.
Nah, it looks digital to me. But he uses the straight line tool all the time. Here's like old Destiny stuff. This is like probably has Moto or 3ds Max or something in it. 3D drawing. It's like using the tools to get your idea across. I bought a tutorial a long time ago of this particular vehicle. Looks like he might have put it on YouTube eventually. He used the straight line tool in this all the time. Like, it's just another tool. It's like a ruler, right?
How do you write his name?
Darren. Bacon.
Like yummy bacon.
Pig bacon. Like yummy bacon, right? There it is. Darren Bacon. Darren Bacon. Bacon. And then the last guy was Prague. Prog. And his last name was Wang.
Wang.
But, my mentor when I was in school showed me this guy's work and was just like telling me why I should not care whether I'm using the straight line tool or not. Very successful designer. Been working for a really, really long time at a very high level. His work is great. It's awesome. Like rulers exist. You ever hear anybody go, "Oh, did you use a ruler?"
Did you use a ruler for this?
Yeah, it's crazy.
You're
There's actually,
cheating.
believe it or not, there's actually a way to draw very straight lines on paper.
It's called a ruler.
It is called a ruler, yes. Oh. Yeah, line confidence is like you know where you're coming from and you know where you're going and you're not and you don't second guess yourself. Like it just comes from drawing a lot, but there are 100% exercises you can do to get better at line confidence. They're very bold. And you can tell like when Akira Toriyama wants to use black, he just does it.
He does it.
It's like it's super confident. It's like this boot, black. This, black.
That?
Hair, black. That's got to be Goku, right?
Yeah. He's
Black.
got the tail and the staff.
And then for everything else, it's like, he's just like, I'm not going to go there. But when he does, he just confidently does it, right? Shadow, black. It's good. This guy's super nice.
Where did Goku's staff ever go, anyways? He
Uh,
doesn't use it anymore, does he?
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He ended up learning how to punch so hard, he actually didn't need a staff anymore. What happened to Goku's staff, guys?
Did he give it away?
Didn't it like get really long, right? He like could go like. Zzz. We watched Dragon Ball last year. So
Last
good,
year.
bro.
It was really good.
Was it last year? Or was it the year before?
That was the year before.
Might have been.
And we were binging a lot of shows. That was our binging shows era.
It's the support beam on Corrin Tower. Okay.
Tower. Oh, okay. So it just became that interesting. It's funny.
Is that where Kami and
Kami, yeah,
and
Kami lived.
the cat?
Yeah.
What was the cat's name? Kami?
Kami, yeah.
Okay,
He's the actual Kami. And then the other guy that always eats the beans, he lives there later.
Mr. Popo?
No, the guy with the wild hair, who's kind of chubby. He's like,
I don't remember. The cat is Corin. Kami is the green dude. I thought so.
what? Oh, Karin. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, Kami is the green dude.
Yajirobe.
Yajirobe. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah,
right.
we need to watch it again.
Karin is the cat. Yep.
We need to watch it again. Oh, that's cute.
Oh, that is cute.
I love
Persona?
that.
Fox Persona?
Is Fox still here?
Very cute.
I'm Fox. I'm not Fox. So you're not Lion Wolf anymore. You actually have a proper...
Yajirobe. Yes, I do remember that guy now.
What a fun stream.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed this stream a lot more. Like, I enjoy this kind of thing.
That's great. It's
And so we're probably going to end up doing stuff like this more. What?
I think we'll attract people who also like this stuff. But I'm glad that a lot of our regulars like it too.
I need to practice drawing more, bro.
Mm-hmm. I need to do more personal artwork. That's all a good skinny one. Prioritize that school.
All right, so what we're going to do in the stream room is we're going to take this monitor here on my left and we're going to try to put it above the camera right here so we can have chat on it while we play games. Full screen on the one in front of us because we still got to finish the Mortuary Assistant, which I hate. I hate that game. It's terrible.
It's scary.
It's terrifying.
I hate to say it.
Who was
but-
there? What?
I hate to say it, but I woke up at like 5 a.m. and it was still dark out. I'm like, I'm scared.
Were you?
I'm scared. And so I couldn't sleep for a few hours. And I'm like, you know what, whatever, I have to sleep. And then I slept.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I have to like take rest periods before probably playing that game again. But I mean, I definitely think completing the game is fun.
That was a scary game, wasn't it? We'll have to keep playing it. I hate that.
Do you actually not like it?
We have so many. I wouldn't personally play it by myself. Like,
Yeah.
I would play it for chat and with you, but I would never play it myself. I'm not really a horror game guy.
Mm-hmm.
They don't really jump scare me. I just don't like confrontation. Like, I'll occasionally get jump scared, but I just don't like. I don't like confrontation, and so horror games are all about like confronting things. I'm like,
I feel like you'd like Mad Father, the game Mad Father. It's a story. It's a more like, well, I mean, these are also story games, but like this one feels more like an overarching kind of mystery and stuff.
what's that game with the dress up game that I wanted to play with you where you hold hands? Infinity.
Infinity Nikki.
Nikki?
There's,
What is that?
It's like a dress-up
just
game,
it
but I
is.
think
I would play that
it's
with
a
you.
Let's do it. It's a dress-up
I don't know
game.
anything about it.
So I used to play the other Infinity Nikki games, and they originally were just like kind of mobile games. They didn't really have any like 3D world or anything. It's just like a little 2D map that you go and complete levels and dress up and stuff. But this one, I think they actually made a 3D world for it, and you can walk around and stuff.
Yeah,
I think does Dahlia play that game?
I have no idea.
I know that she's definitely heard of had some experience with that. Is Infinity Nikki on screen on Steam, or is it
I love Infinity
on
Nikki.
on the
Nice.
App
I
Store?
saw a TikTok and there were like two girls in cute dresses holding hands and jumping around, and I was like, that looks fun. I want to play that with Christina.
It's on Steam now. Look it up.
Let's go.
Look it up. I
Just started
wanna
playing
see.
it recently.
I want to see. Let's look it up.
Okay. Steam store. Please wait. Verifying login. Come on.
Wow. Gee, thanks.
Just let me. Thank you. Infinity Nikki. It's free?
Oh, it's free.
Oh, you probably buy stuff
Oh.
in game. It's probably all like
Is that
in
stuff?
game buying stuff, huh? You battle things
What?
and cute outfits. That's
Okay.
cool. Okay.
Wait, that's pretty sick. I would play it if I didn't have to pay so much, like on. Oh,
Okay, that's
pretty.
cute as heck.
Yeah.
What?
That looks like a loud type illustration.
It's very buggy for a start, but fixed. Huh? Just started playing it.
You can
That's
do-
cute. I
That's
love
fun.
that.
That's our thing.
That's cute. Look at that.
What other games like this are out there? It's like a magical girl game.
That looks so. I'm not gonna lie. This looks like peak.
Oh, they're like little puzzle games too.
It's like cute Roblox.
Oh my gosh, I want to play that. Yeah, well, I mean, technically it is free, but I'm sure you're gonna have to do like a lot of like paying for in-game stuff,
Paying for gubbins.
paying for gubbins.
What do you buy stuff in the game?
Yeah, you have to buy stuff in the other games too, and on the
Didn't
apps.
people tell us to play that?
Little Witch. Oh yeah, I want to see that. Let's look at that. It's like a cozy horror game. Oh, that's fun.
Interesting.
That's cute. I would play this.
Oh, Mori? Yeah, Christina watched a playthrough of it. I never did.
I did.
I've never played it.
I never played it, but I've definitely seen the playthrough of it.
Homie, Infinity Nikki looks so cute. Uh-oh. 259 hours on record
Oh my.
and doesn't like it. I think that's a you problem at this point. It's like, I've eaten at this restaurant 259 times. I hate it.
I hate it.
What about that, right? What about that? What would you think if somebody said that? They come back 259 times to the same restaurant that they don't like. I think that's a them problem at this point.
Have you guys played Undertale?
Nope.
I never played Undertale, but I've seen a playthrough of it, and I actually quite like the vibe of it. It's actually quite interesting. Suspects, mystery, truth,
Cattens?
Cattens. The dumb-looking cat.
I don't want to finish that scary
But
game.
we don't have to.
I'm gonna get diarrhea. What? What are you laughing at?
Oh, that's funny. I'm gonna get diarrhea. Oh, that sounds like what a baby would say, like a puppy with a sensitive stomach.
Wow, thanks.
It's cute. It was like, you fed me my new food and now diarrhea.
Yeah, it's
That
like-
vibe. Did you get diarrhea because of the game though?
No.
Okay.
Luckily.
Luckily not.
Ugh.
Apple. I need a
Ugh.
that thing.
Oh my gosh, bro is so soft. Bro is so soft.
Apple?
Colton being compared to a baby with a sensitive stomach. Yeah, right? That's crazy.
Oh, baby.
I think it would be fun to watch you two play Baldur's Gate. I have played Baldur's
have
Gate.
played
I have like
Baldur's Gate,
100 hours in the game or something.
I've
I put
only
like
played on-
100 hours into it in like
I've
2
only
weeks.
played on easy mode because the battle's too hard for me.
Yeah. Can you see my question?
I did not see any previous messages.
I
so
don't
no.
see any question from you. You asked a question a long time ago in which we said there's a sale going on the art school right now.
Yes, actually, it's the code is spooky and the number 1. Next
Look
to it.
at Baby Jack.
Baby Jack, good boy.
Do you guys like games about organizing homes? I have enough trouble organizing my own home, thank you. I don't need
like,
more.
Decorating. Decorating's kind of fun.
I don't need
Tara
more.
asked, what's the sale? Here it is. You want to show the thing really quick? It ends today. because we extended it. So this
Yep.
is the code, the 20% off code.
Spooky and the number 1. It's 20% off
At the checkout.
at the checkout at Anime Art School. Drawanime.com. You go to the yellow button, hit Anime Art School, go to the checkout, put in that code. You get 20% off, $100 off. Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Let's play it.
Look how cute this is.
But like, okay, so
Hold
if we were to play it together,
Ref. There we go.
if we were to
Look
play
how
it together,
cute that
would we do it?
is.
Can I play it on my iPad? Can you download Steam on the iPad?
What are you doing, Infinity Nikki? I'm literally, like, the description is literally right next to me. I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to ask
look it
chat.
up. Infinity
Embark on a cozy open world adventure filled with vast landscape, mystical puzzles, unexpected platform challenges. Dress up not just for style, but to unravel hidden mysteries, interact with a vibrant environment, experience the freedom to explore at your own pace.
You can get it on the iPad too.
Let's go.
So if we can get it on the iPad, can we like still do multiplayer?
It's on the Play Store. I don't know. How long will the code last? It ends at the end of today. It actually was supposed to end on Saturday, but someone really wanted to get to school and asked if the sale was still going on and it had just ended, so we extended it through Wednesday.
So let me actually look it up.
I couldn't resist, Gizmo. I had to read the description.
Can you, okay. Can you play Infinity Nikki? Multiplayer, Steam, and
I'm playing Infinity Nikki while watching stream. That's sick.
it says you can play Infinity Nikki multiplayer with crossplay between a Steam PC, and an iPad.
Okay, yeah.
So I can play
Crossplay
it
is
on
different
iPad.
platforms. Yeah.
Yeah. So I can play it on iPad, and you can play it on the
Let's
thing,
go.
and we'd game together. That'd be kind of cute. Do you want to do that?
Although we probably wouldn't end up playing on stream. Maybe we could.
I thought we would like play together and show it on stream or something.
We could if you want.
I'm fine with that.
Apple
That's cute.
baby. Wait, look how cute he is. Look at him. Wait, TikTok can't see. There he is.
Talk. What?
You're so cute. Look at the baby. Baby Jack. Look at him.
Look at that silly little lemon jack face. Yeah, it is on the Apple Store, and I would probably do that.
You could just download it on there if you want. Why don't I just say add to library? How big is it?
Let's go.
Coziest open world game. It sure does look pretty cozy.
Added to library. 49 gigabytes.
49 gigs.
Holy moly.
You're not gonna download it yet, or not? You already did.
How big is it on there?
I don't know.
3.63 gigabytes. 50 gigs. That's not that bad. It'll probably take like 5 minutes. We have fiber, but
That's actually almost nearly done.
I'll just hit it. I'll hit it after stream probably.
Okay, it's there.
Yeah, the code is for our anime art school. Should be there. And you click the yellow button, and on checkout you can put in the code SPOOKY and the number 1, and you'll get 20% off. But it ends today, actually. We haven't been talking about it. We had a big sale for Halloween. Well, I think I'm going to call it there.
Sounds good.
It was a fun stream.
Mm-hmm.
We laughed, we cried, we
Drew.
and now it's time to say goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
We laughed, we cried.
Now it's time to say goodbye.
That has to be
That's
from
gotta-
something. Like,
yeah.
there's no way someone hasn't said that before. La, 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 la. You didn't make it to 100,000 likes? bro, that's tough. That
Tough.
sucks. That sucks. Toby, baby. All right, I'm gonna pet Toby. If y'all can make it to 100,000 likes by the time I'm done petting Toby, we'll give you head pats. Baby Toby. Oh my gosh, look at you.
Chad, he has officially reached 10 days without Dookie foot.
Yes, Toby, is that incredible? You did it. You did it.
Cute little Toby.
You're so cute.
They're now lovely and clean and shiny and glossy.
Stinky.
Stinky. The saying is from In the Night Garden.
Really?
Huh.
I'd never heard it before. I just said it because it rhymed, but I know I didn't invent it.
Chat, what is this thing at the bottom? This little pad down there.
It's his little Toby.
It can't be his little thumb, right?
His little
1, 2,
thumbo.
3. I guess no, but then there's a thumb right here. There's one down here, one down here. What is this extra toe down here in the wrist?
A dactyl? So what is it for?
It's for the. It's for the.
You're so cute. Look at your cute little baby face.
Show him under the screen? Or nah? Actually, you would need to... Toby face?
Little Toby, cute baby. Good boy. You did so good.
Your cute little chin. Look at that.
Oh, cute little chin.
Little cheeks.
Little cheeks.
Cute little forehead.
Little bean nose.
Little whiskers. Whisker beans. Look at those teeth.
Nice little pearly whites.
Mm-hmm.
You're so cute.
He must have just woken up from a nap.
Ah, we reached 100,000.
Oh my goodness.
And Applejack has risen from his nap too. And we need to inspect his face.
Here's Baby Jack.
There's Baby Jack.
Look at that.
Cute, fluffy cheeks.
So much cat hair on my face, bro.
Look at those. You want to see the teeth? There's tooth number 1.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. It's missing. And tooth number 2.
Ooh, big thing.
Big teeth. What big teeth do you have? What big teeth do you have?
What big tooth you have.
What tooth? Yeah.
What big tooth you have?
Look at that choco bean paws.
Oh, he's so cute. Good boy.
Good boy. Oh yeah, I saw him licking his toe in a really funny way.
Bro, I got hair all over me.
Look, he's grabbing his toe, and he's licking it like that.
Not my neck.
Is he licking it like that?
All right, chat, you did it.
All right.
100,000 likes.
No more Halloween.
Baby chat.
Get head pat.
Let's go. We need like a baby chat head pat song.
Baby chat. Do, 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 do.
Let me think. What kind of baby chat song?
That's pretty good.
Ba, ba, ba.
Good job, chat. Good job, chat. 100K. Awesome. Awesome work. Baby chat. Do, 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 do.
Crap, now I want those gummy candies again.
Have
You okay?
a great, fantastic night. And with that, we are going to wrap it up.
Hope you guys have a great Wednesday.
Have a good Wednesday, yes. Have a good Wednesday night, and we will we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you later. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Good night.
See ya, YouTube.
Bye.